the world's shortest intro. We like the short intro. Let's just bring you in there. Polly
Howdy.
and Polika. I got it right?
Polika.
Polika.
Yeah, it's Hungarian. It's tough. It's because you
Yeah.
emphasize the first syllable. It's not an easy language in any way that you want to understand. People have a hard time doing it.
Have a hard time.
Have a hard time doing
It's very easy to kind of like all of a sudden you're sounding like a homogenized Ricardo Montalban.
it. As a Hungarian?
Yeah, but it's Corinthian leather. Like it is like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
rich Corinthian leather. But no, people have a hard time imitating the Hungarian. Every time you hear an actor pretending that they're Hungarian or a French Canadian, it's really funny hearing Americans. Suddenly, the person is doing French, and then they say, "And here's my French Canadian friend here." No, that's not French Canadian. That doesn't even sound like it.
well, I mean, for me, it's always the weirdo, the Belgian French guy, the martial artist,
Oh,
Van
uh,
Damme.
Van Damme. Yes. Well, I mean, they speak French, but they also speak uh, Belgian.
Belgian.
But there's another anyway.
What's the
Yeah.
language?
I mean, all the like. There's just so many variations. The Swiss
Mhm.
version of German is almost unrecognizable. It's very guttural. It's not. It's the least pretty of the German languages, if you can call German pretty at all. But Viennese speak a beautiful German.
What?
Yeah, the Viennese. Yeah, speak a beautiful German.
Wow. Wow. Okay, everyone. Hello, everyone on all the streamers that we're on. We're on our holiday week special coverage. I'm live every day midday till October till
Yeah, I
November
saw
1st.
your schedule. You're a crazy man.
Well, I'm also home alone. Even though my dad is here, he actually spent
Whoa.
the night last night. We've just been watching movies and eating tamales, and then this morning we just picked up a 55-inch flat screen.
Nice. My
I,
my flat screen is still working and my wife won't let me get a new one.
that you know what? That's what we have up right now. Is this hand-me-down flat screen that's like real thick and heavy? That one,
Yeah, yeah.
which is we're fine. We've had it for now for years, but the image like in the bottom right corner, like it's starting to like the black
Yeah.
block is starting to like so you know what? I got the parents gave funded this, and
Nice.
it is a beautiful thing. So soon right after this, we're gonna set it up. But that's kind of been my what do you call it, my Christmas day,
Nice.
Christmas time, because Romy and took one of the dogs and went to South Carolina,
Oh,
and I think my dad's gonna leave today. I hope he does. But so okay, let's do this. Let's plug our website, our merchandise page, because there's still 50% off till the 31st, right? So I'm wearing, of course, the Defund the Thought Police t-shirt, which is a big seller. You can get it in blue, yellow, gray, white, and black for $23.99. Cut it in half. That's like $12, guys. It's $12. There's a code. There's a code on the website. If you go now, that code will get you the 50% off. I mean, how easy is that? And I know I also have a Chato t-shirt that I bought off of your page.
yeah, thank you. I
So
guess I need to reciprocate.
no, you don't. No. You're very supportive in you being here. Don't. The reason why I say that, guys, because I know you guys like to buy T-shirts of our channels, and they help support the channel immensely, immensely. So, if y'all looking for, also if you're looking at one of those late people looking for a gift, hey, this one's easy. Here, let's see how it looks
I do
yellow.
like the sentiment of this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've gotten a couple. It's really like our bestseller, and the quality is. I've had my black one for 2 years. just outstanding. And now this is my newest one, the white one. So I'm just trying to what did he say? Push my
merch,
push my wares, my wares.
Yeah, wares are good. Merch, yeah.
Okay,
Wares.
go there right now and check it out. Paul, you know what Polika. Do you know what I love about watching the old Christmas movies is the
Yes.
language, right? So we watched the 1938 Christmas Carol last night.
Oh,
And it's like he's like ridiculing Bob Cratchit, and your situation is now in grave danger. Your situation, like what do you mean, your job? Love
well,
the
he kind of accuses him of not thinking in a capitalist friendly way. Don't you understand how this all works, Bob?
I mean, he was Scrooge. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
he was
just
Scrooge.
such an awful man.
The Frantics did a reverse Scrooge
Oh,
where
tell
the
me.
next year, so we did a sketch on our radio show 1 year later.
Hmm.
Scrooge is being so nice to everyone that he's bankrupted the company. And all his employees, headed up by Bob, goes to him and said, "Dude, like you're
Fire this.
spending all the cash. Can we go back to the way it was, please?" Like,
Well,
you know what? Not only
that is
am I
so
not going to
funny.
have a job, but no one else working for you. But
Yeah.
Bob, like, I can give away everything. All these, everyone needs. Yeah, but they don't work for a living. You're giving away the money to people who don't, who don't provide any services at all. And then finally, at the very end, they have, I think, the ghosts of Milton Friedman.
Who's Milton Freeman?
Oh, he's the one who talks about. He's one of the pioneers of supply side economics, and
Okay, yeah, Milton. Okay, yeah.
yeah. So we had all these economists, and as the ghosts. Oh,
Hmm.
and we also had, I think, a communist like Stalin or Castro saying, "No, the experiment didn't work. Like, don't listen to the kids with the T-shirts. It's a complete failure." But yeah, Scrooge, don't go back to the way it was. You were much better off. Capitalism works, and
I
that was our
mean,
sketch.
yeah, that is pretty funny. To where even it was like maybe Cratchit says, "Yeah," and fire that little Tim fucker.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
That's your son. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit
He,
anymore. That's right.
his work output's lousy.
That's right. He's a drain on the family.
But I gave you all that money to fix his nub.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's spending on booze and
yeah,
chicks.
and hookers. Yeah, Tiny Tim went out and spent it on coke and hookers. I'm sorry. Yeah,
But Bob Cratchit, cocaine, opium, whatever.
yeah, that's right.
The guy's into Asian chicks.
That's right. What can I say? See, that's the problem when you leave it to individuals to do the right thing. They never do. Anyway,
Yeah. Well,
so
listen. I mean that is hilarious. That is hilarious. It would leave it up to the Frantics, you and the Frantics, to belittle the works of Dickens.
yeah,
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
dare we do it? Yeah, no,
Dare
that
you
was
do it.
fun. That was a fun bit. I mean, it's comedy is you come up with a funny bit and then you do it, right?
Absolutely, man. And I have some comedic videos to show you
Ah,
in a minute.
cool.
I wanna kind of even it out. I just don't want it to be like woke is dead in Hollywood.
Oh no, it's not. It's not dead.
It's
But
never gonna die, honestly.
no, it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, and especially with what Tom sent me a link to the guy who directed The Big Short. And I love that movie. He
Yeah.
also did the
Look
climate.
look what I put up.
Jacob Ironside. So little Timmy, so little Timmy got the clap. That's right.
He got the clap.
See, this is what Christmas is all about: sarcasm,
Right.
sarcasm, and cruelty.
Sarcasm. Well, especially the day after. You can
Yeah.
do it like, speaking of sarcasm, Hemorrhoid Hurts comes in for $2 Australian. Good morning to the two Pauls, friends and chat. It's 5 a.m.
Yep.
It's 5
And my
a.m.
brother says it's 29 degrees
Oof.
Celsius out there. That's Celsius out in Australia. My brother's on Bondi Beach. He
Where
lives
is
in
that?
Bondi. It's in Sydney.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So he lives on in an apartment on Bondi, oh, close to Bondi Beach.
Bondi Beach.
Yeah.
Bondi Beach. Well, we're trying to get a chat goal going, but the interface for YouTube is not being nice. So we do appreciate the first one from you, Hemorrhoid Hertz. Appreciate that a lot, and we love super chats. Keep them coming. Special coverage, like we said. Yeah, we're doing. Let's just go over it one more time. So yesterday we were on. We had Tom. We were trying to get this actor on. It didn't work. The kid was like streaming off his phone. He's like the lead of this new film called
Wow.
Los Frikis, and it's a Cuban movie. It is incredible.
Oh yeah, yeah. You told me about this.
Right. So we got the lead guy to come on the show. And I see his little interface video come up, and then the camera goes off and he's not able to get it back on. And it's just like, okay, well, we'll try to reschedule him. Today we had the great Paul Chato. Tomorrow, who do we got? Kamran Pasha. Saturday, Robert Meyer Burnett. Sunday, Scribe Light, and maybe with the guys from WDW Pro. Monday, the great Mexican Ironman, and then the final day, La Reina Creole. So every day, midday, we're doing this. Because yes, on the 31st or the 1st, Romy comes back into town, and I won't be able to have fun like this.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, well, how long have you been married, sir?
40 plus years.
What is the secret to your success of marriage?
Well, that's interesting. Well, number one is people change over the time, and then you will find these moments where you're no longer the same person that you married, either of you, and you sometimes have to negotiate. Is this new person that I'm with now, because we all change, is it someone I still want to be with, and vice versa, right? So you can't avoid those epochs, those moments where suddenly things are different. Now, I mean, neither of us were alcoholics or drug addicts or things like that, so we didn't have to introduce each other like new people. I always remember the story from Ringo Starr, because Barbara Bach and Ringo Starr, I believe, both of them met as alcoholics, and then they both got straight at the same. They straightened out at the same time, got sober, and then they realized that they were no longer the same person. People who got married. And so they decided to go out on dates and start from scratch.
Whoa.
And they found out that they liked the new people that they were
who they'd
become. So, and again, it's one of the things where during COVID, you had high-powered A-types, a husband, wife, who were much more comfortable. The deal was that both of them would be working 80 hours a week. You know what I mean? Then they would like go off to Caracas and have a crazy weekend,
right,
and then come back. And then suddenly they were both at home all the time. And that wasn't the deal. That wasn't, the unwritten contract that they had as a couple. And there were tons of divorces because they went, I don't want to be with this person 24 hours a day. This is not what I signed up for. So, and the other thing, so the thing is with Ramona, so there's two things I think were important in our relationship. Number one is I didn't trust that initial business of attraction and lust and sex and everything else as a basis for a long-term relationship, because there were things that already they were creeping in that I thought I was masking through just it being a new thing. So we actually went to a marriage counselor.
Yeah.
We went to a marriage counselor at the very beginning, and we got a shit ton out to the point where the marriage counselor said, I don't think you guys should get married.
Whoa.
Like, we argued quite a lot about stuff that we had hidden, sublimated, because we were in lust, right? Or we were going through that period. Like we got engaged within 6 months.
You're around the same age? Same age?
I'm 6 years older than her.
You're 16 years older?
6 years.
You old
6 years.
dog. You old dog.
And that's a problem that I had later on is that I realized that I was talking down to her. That's a different thing. And
Oh, yeah.
I had to
Well, that's an artist thing.
yeah, and I had to
That's
get
a
over
creative. Yeah.
myself. I had to
Yeah.
get over myself, and we had to
Right.
anyway. So after we had that, and we just let all this stuff out that she did it too. She was telling me all the stuff that I was doing she didn't like. We didn't have an argument for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like not a single one. We had like
Yeah.
got it pretty much out. Not that we were argumentative people either. The other the other thing too is I realized for us a relationship is a 60-40 split both ways. So why do I say that? I say it's 60-40 because you do need to show a little extra effort to each other. That's the 60 part. But the 40 part, and I learned this from previous relationships, is that you do need to be selfish. If you are selfless, then you start getting bitter because you start going, well, why am I doing this all the time? How come I'm not getting anything back? And the way to solve that is literally be selfish. I want to go out and do this thing. I'm doing it now. Fuck you. Sorry for the language.
No.
So you have.
No, it's very important.
You have to be selfish,
or you're saying it should be a
60-40.
Right. 40% like of you.
Yeah, 40%.
And then 60% being of service.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. As opposed to 100%, being for the other person.
No, you can't.
No, it can't.
It can't, because then, like just what you said, it's gonna.
But people like that. You've probably met someone who is like, dude, you're like not spending any time on yourself. You're
right.
This is going to be a bad crash when she decides that, 100% isn't enough.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's my.
I like that.
A secret. Luckily, neither of us were abusive. But you learn different things. So, for instance, Ramona can't apologize for anything.
That's your wife's name, Ramona.
Ramona.
Great name.
It's a great name.
I love it. And you know a name I really like? I like the name Isaiah.
Isaiah's good too. Very religious.
I saw a movie last night called The Forge. And the lead actor, the character's name was Isaiah. It's a religious-based film, but I actually was very impressed. And I love the name Ramona. There is an old Indian Native American pageant play called Ramona.
Oh.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
There's a few native Ramonas.
Yep.
Too. Yeah. Yep. We've encountered it. Ramona is Métis up here in Canada.
Métis.
So my wife is a Métis.
Oh, okay. Wait, your wife is
Métis.
Is indigenous.
Yeah.
Cool. Beautiful. Yeah. Well, that's why your kids are so good looking, man.
It's not me.
Because you sent me because guys, I got to hang out with Chato and Script Doctor twice.
Yeah.
During the trip, and I absolutely love you to death, man.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Even more so now. And then you show me a photo of your kids. I'm like, y'all related?
Yeah. No.
And your daughter, fully, with all respect, what a beautiful lady.
Yeah, she's very, very attractive young Muay Thai kickboxer. Watch
it. Those are deadly.
Oh, she will kick your ass.
Yeah. So, okay, great.
Anyway, those are my secrets. So if you want to talk about that on the chat, I'm happy to discuss the secrets of a long-term marriage.
Right. Well, when we finally have the chat goal happening.
Good.
So let's make that goal happen.
Support
and if
Paulie.
Right. Chato will strip if we reach the goal. Strip what? We don't know. But that's the goal, guys. All right.
No, I'd rather go for a Latino slant tattoo.
Orale. Oh, I got a funny Latino video to show you. 2 of them, in fact. Hemorrhoid hurts. No. Patrick Lemire, never insist on winning an argument.
It depends on how you.
It depends on what the argument is. I think if it's something to where your mate crosses the line in the argument, for me, I don't say shit there then.
Yeah.
But a couple days later, I'll come back and say, this really hurt. Like,
Well,
here's
yeah.
here's some of the constructive what you said. I'm taking it in. You're right, but you know, leave my daddy out of this. Leave my mama out of it. Michael Nellis is here. Where do we find that video of your Christmas Carol, Paul? What?
My Christmas Carol.
Wait, you talking about the one I sang the other day? I did an
Must
impromptu
be Paulie.
singing one.
Oh, no, yeah, I mean, I don't sing
Yeah.
Christmas carols. I
Yeah.
can't sing.
Right. We'll get to that in a second. Occupant 42 is holding it down in Rumble. Decide you want to be the kind of person your spouse wants to be with. I mean, I think that can get you out of a jam sometimes. You know, that's basic. Like, I don't know.
Well, you have to care about the other person, and you've
Mhm.
got to communicate with stuff. I mean, one of the things that's nice is we've got a van RV that we travel in, and we'll go away for a month, and we're really good partners. We help each other. We cook. We both cook. We take turns. I don't know. It's yeah, but everybody is different. You know, you can have a relationship where the guy likes going into his man cave and watching football, which is not me.
Well, but we like our alone time,
Yes.
and that's why Romy's gone for a week. Fantastic.
Yes. Yeah. You need it, but you need it with and you need time with the guys. You need to go out
Yeah.
fishing or something.
Yep. Okay. What's the other one? FKHC 2005. From what I hear, you should never get married on a day ending in Y. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
Monday, Tuesday. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's the there
Yeah.
is no day.
Joe
Those,
Powers. My parents were married for 45 miserable years. Being supportive is important. Yikes. I hope they were able to find some sort of happiness. All right. Anyways, I'm trying to find some cheery points here, Joe.
well, that's they would, you know.
Is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Hemorrhoid hurts for $2 Australian. Married since 1990. Never had a real argument ever.
Okay.
And you know what? That's totally possible as well. I mean, Michael Nimmo for $5. Thank you so much. Psychotherapist here. Ooh. Just saying that before I tell a couple they not get married, I tell them they need to do their individual therapy first. I mean, I've done so much individual therapy, and I work my sober program every day. I had a just a situation the other day, and I could have reacted in a very negative way, and I called my sponsor, and there's things I shared, and then there's journal work he had me do. Then you share the journal work, and then you go pray it out, and that shit works for me, man. That works for me. Listen, these are all great super chats. We thank you so much,
Yeah.
and this is for you guys. Okay, Chato, you're Jewish, right?
Yes. But I
You
wasn't
celebrate.
raised Jewish.
You're raised Jewish. Do you celebrate
No, I wasn't
Hanukkah?
raised. No, not on my own. I was raised a Presbyterian because my parents thought that there'd be another Holocaust here in Canada,
Okay.
and then went to Hungary
Wow.
when I was 18 and saw that our remaining living relatives were Jews. And
Mm.
my brother noticed it, not me, because I'm stupid. He said, "Hey, Paul, do you realize that all our relatives are Jewish?" And confronted my mom, and she was kind of unhappy because she didn't think we would notice. So I'm culturally Jewish. Went to a rabbi. I've gone to synagogues, done that, but I'm not a religious uh, person, and I feel not ironically, I feel much more comfortable in a church than I do in a synagogue. Like I know the stuff that goes on
Yeah.
automatically, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm with my business partners, Jewish or other people, then we will celebrate Passover and
Uh-huh.
Hanukkah and things like that. But at home, we're we just do
Yeah.
Christmas.
Okay. Here's why I asked. What
Sure.
do you do on Christmas Day?
Uh,
What did you do yesterday? Because the Jewish stereotype is that y'all go and get Chinese food and
we
see
had
a movie.
turkey.
Okay. What did you do? And in the chat, what did you guys do yesterday?
And well, we don't do any more presents because everyone's old, elderly, or left the house. Like nobody cares about presents anymore, so we don't care. It's just being together, and so we spend our time.
It's food, right?
Yeah, it's food.
It's food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I
And
don't think Turkey is against. You can't. Turkey's not against. The Jewish faith. I
yeah.
would imagine would have to be blessed by a rabbi. It'd have to be a kosher turkey, but I don't even know if there is such a thing as a kosher turkey. But I've never done the Chinese thing at
What?
on Christmas Day. Now, the Chinese thing came from the fact that all other restaurants were closed except for Chinese restaurants. That's where it came from.
Right. Right. Of course. And then they, Christmas story, they would
Yeah,
sing Deck the Halls. Fa ra
yeah.
ra 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 ra.
So
Uh
that's kind of a New York thing. So
yeah, it's a bit more of a big city thing, New York,
yeah, big city
LA.
thing.
Then the Jews came to
So,
LA.
so
The
my
Jews
my
of what would the Jews of old do?
I don't think it'd be Chinese.
The American Jews.
Well, and the
Yeah.
Jews of old
Yeah.
didn't celebrate Christmas, right?
No. No,
And
no.
I mean, Christmas was a pagan holiday taken over by
Yeah,
Christians.
Yule. Yule. Yeah.
So I have
Okay.
my Yule log. No, that's it. I like I like being with family. We had our in-laws. My brother-in-law was over with
Mm-hmm.
his wife, and she's pretty neat. She's Japanese, so he actually found her in Japan. So there's all sorts of stories to talk about, and of course, my son talks about trucks because he wants a new truck. So
It for us, it is a couple days before we start getting the tamales here.
now you start, and how big? Like our family's very tiny. So how
Yeah.
big is your get together?
No, no, no. We have like many little get-togethers,
Okay,
right? We of my blood family, my cousin, she just had her first child, which is wonderful. She's the one now doing the mantle of having big family parties.
okay,
So I did not go to that one
okay.
the other night, but I got about a dozen tamales from her. That was brought over by my cousin, and then so basically it's every day's tamales and eggs for breakfast and some
Huevos.
yeah, man, and some my mom came over for a few hours yesterday. My dad came over and he's still here. Yeah, yeah, just spending time and having laughs,
Yep.
you know, which is great. So, what do you guys do? I start a couple. What do you guys? What did you guys do? Anyone go see movies yesterday?
I was going to go see Nosferatu, but
Nosferatu.
I'm,
You know,
I'm I might do it tonight.
kosher. Okay, that's just it. Kosher. Maybe the kosher turkey.
A kosher turkey.
Yeah. FKHC 2005. The Chinese restaurant takeout was open yesterday. Yum, yum. Happy belated Merry Christmas. Belated Merry Christmas, says Manolo Rivera. Yeah, we're just curious as to what you guys did yesterday.
Normally, if when my daughter was still at home, every Christmas we watched all three Lord of the Rings movies in a row.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
But she's not
yeah.
here.
What did we got, man? We watched so many movies yesterday, and my dad's watching his murder shows.
Yeah.
Murdoch murders.
Oh, the Murdoch Mysteries.
He loves those.
Oh, that's a Canadian show.
Canadian show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Toronto. Oh, that's a good show. Murdoch
yeah.
Mysteries.
He's
Isn't that funny?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we like a lot of we have eclectic taste,
Yeah, yeah.
Chato.
No, that's pretty cool.
Neil says watch Die Hard and made some
Moussaka.
moussaka.
Yeah, there you go.
That sounds great.
So these are real tamales that your family made. You didn't get like boxes
No,
from Taco Bell.
homemade.
I don't know who can eat at Taco Bell. Oh, a couple of questions.
Drunks do.
Yeah, I mean,
Drunks do. So
do any Latinos actually eat at Taco Bell?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's especially the young ones. because it's cheap, and you're going if you're partying all night. It's the only thing that and Jack in the Box is open.
I can't smell the grease from the store. I walk into the
Oh
place and as I get this thing of
yeah.
grease. Now, I have a question for you.
Mm.
All the Mexican restaurants that we went to when we were in LA, not a single one had refried beans. Whereas up in here in Toronto, refried beans is a big deal at the Mexican
Hmm.
restaurants. And I went, is what gives? Like, is that just fake Mexican to have refried beans?
No, no, it's regional.
It is regional.
It's
Okay.
regional. So if it's refried beans, de la olla, from the pan, the brown, like the
Yeah.
like that's northern
Okay.
Mexico. Now, if it's black beans, it's southern.
But there were no beans in any of the restaurants that we went to.
Didn't wait,
None of the dishes had
when
anything
we
with
went,
beans
didn't
in
we have
it.
rice and beans?
Nope.
Yeah, I had rice and beans.
I
Remember,
didn't. No, I did not. But
the
the
plate that I
burritos,
had rice
burritos,
and beans.
the burritos, the
But
tacos,
see, that
the
place that we went to is a chain,
okay.
and it was across the street from your hotel. That's why we went.
Yeah, but we went to another one too. I did with
What's the other?
Script.
Oh, what was it?
I can't remember.
Okay, was it better than the one we went to?
But the same.
Uh huh. Okay.
Cha cha hoya hoya. I don't know.
Tree Rock, three, Tree Rock Creations. I did not go see any movies after buying some adventure points and click video games on sale. I played them with my wife. Fantastic.
I thought he said I played with my wife.
Hi-oh!
I did go see Sonic 3 just before Christmas.
Yeah, how's Sonic 3?
It's good. It's a really good
Oh,
watershed movie.
yeah. I'm just
Really enjoyed it.
saying hello. I'm hearing a lot of good things about Sonic 3. I'm actually gonna go see Wicked with a friend in the next day
Okay.
or two. She wants to see it. I gave her all these other choices, right? Los Frikis. I'll go see Nosferatu again. I was
Yeah,
really pushing Nosferatu.
that's right.
She's like, I want to see Wicked. I'm like,
That's right.
fuck.
Wow.
Manolo Rivera, Southern Mexico has a Western Caribbean influence. That's why you get the black beans and the plantains. You'll even get tamales wrapped in green
Yes,
banana leaves.
I've had that.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, ours is corn husk. So
Right.
you're like,
Okay.
okay, but that's why the Mexican food is so incredible. It's got a rich pre-Columbian history.
Right.
You
And
know,
I was just
and
curious. I went like
Mhm.
up here, all our Mexican restaurants up in Toronto all have refried beans or a part of it.
Yeah.
Like I was just really interested.
So Novella brings up a great point, and nobody made tamales better than abuela. Your grandmother.
Ah, okay.
And my grandmother passed away a few years ago, 93, I believe,
Wow.
and hers were prolific. Still missed to this day. I mean,
Wow.
we just had some good ones, and my dad said yesterday, he's like, I miss your grandmother's
Well,
tamales. It's
it's
just
like
like,
everything else. I hope we don't
Mhm.
lose that tradition, all the different traditions.
No, no, no. There is, if anything, a calling back to tradition. In my cousin, I use her as an example. She's a very forward thinking, independent. You could even say feminist, in some regards. Woman. She runs her own construction business. She even does a lot of the work. I never would imagine that she would have a child now,
Hmm.
and it's wonderful. And she's married, and she's very traditional in the sense of like every holiday, she's throwing the parties. They're doing the games with the kids. She is like completely jumped into family life, and I know the trauma of what her and her brothers went through with my first cousins, their
Hmm.
their dad. So I'm thinking that was probably that propelled her. But so long story short, her cooking has now become amazing
Hmm.
because she's brought her mother back. She's
Hmm.
brought her aunts back, and they're all like just jamming with
But
the.
we're gonna
You
lose
need.
that. We need that. I just the other
Mm-hmm.
day I was cleaning out stuff here in my fortress
Mm-hmm.
of solitude, and I
Mm-hmm.
found my mom's handwritten recipes for about 5 or 6 Hungarian dishes.
Mm.
Turos gombots, Turos gombots is cottage cheese balls, which are
Hi-oh.
deadly good,
Cheese
deadly,
balls.
deadly good, and vadashhush, which is hunter's stew, hunter's meat. and it's made with mustard and stuff like that. And
Ooh.
then there's something called my pashtetome, which is a chicken liver pate, which I've actually made before, and it's brilliant. Um, and and the thing is, I'm reading. I mean, I'm having a hard time reading it because the handwriting, I can't see, I can't understand all the words that she's got there. But I'm going, wow, this is nothing like is on the internet. This is
Mm-hmm.
there's some subtle differences here that is in my my mom's recipes for this stuff, and she was a like a deadly good Hungarian cook, very very good. So
So, you know, this brings up a lot, right? Because you can lose it all in a
yeah,
generation. In one generation, you can lose it all. The more you assimilate, uh, language goes first. You
yep.
know, and especially if you're, because literally I lost so much because all my mom did was that she decided to stop living in East LA and we moved to West LA, Santa Monica, and we would go and see our family every weekend. But I grew up completely different than my cousins, right? And so we had the upper mobility, we had American this, American that, but we lost a lot. But now it's been a slow gaining back of it, and that just happens. That happens a lot, you know. I
Well,
think.
and
Mhm.
I don't know how many kids these days are actually interested in cooking.
I think there's you know, again, again, I would never thought
Asking,
my
I'm not
younger
accusing anybody. I'm
right.
just
Again, I thought that my younger cousins, because they're like 20, 25 years younger than me now. Um, say, what is that sound? That feedback?
that's. I think my son is doing a 3D print.
Gotcha. No,
I'll
no, no,
close
no.
the
It's fine.
door.
No, no, now that I know what it is. Okay, well there he goes. Let's say hello to people in the chat. Patrick Lemire, Scribe Light. What's up, my dude? EK Train, Novella Princess. We've gotten some new people subscribing to the channel. Guys, subscribing is important. Here's what you can do for free. Okay? Here's what you can do for free. You can subscribe to the channel. You can watch the videos. You can comment. You can smash the like or dislike, right? It all helps the channel. And in the live streams, if you participate in commenting, but also to smash the like and share, I cannot tell you how much it helps the channel grow. And this is part of my New Year's thing that I have to have this channel grow by leaps and bounds. And that's why I'm like kind of hitting hard these live streams for a week, kicking into the new year, Chato, is, there's just a lot of things people who watch your channels, watch our channels, that they can just do for free for
Well,
us.
if you want to grow your channel, you don't have me on it.
Ha ha! Oh, boom. Okay, so listen, we've actually have just been talking for the last 30 minutes about you know, you know, food and
Christmas.
culture and all that stuff. Christmas. Why don't we do we want to get into something? Yeah.
We can get into whatever you want.
Hi-yo, hi-yo. Uh the box office came out, man.
Yeah, boxy office.
And I'm kind of surprised. I
Yeah,
gotta tell you.
Mufasa.
What's happening with Mufasa taking it won the Christmas, and this is just one day, granted. But hearing it from my friends, you would think that Mufasa is crashing and burning. So here we got from Exhibitor Relations Company, $1 million club for Christmas Day cinema celebration. You go from 10 all the way up, still making over $1 million. Gladiator, Baby Girl, Moana 4.2, Wicked 5.4. Okay, now this is really interesting. A movie about Bob Dylan, about a folk singer, comes in at number 4, 7.2 million. That's star power.
I
That is
want
not.
to see that.
Yeah. Do you think that's pure star power, or you
Oh,
think
for sure.
that's yeah,
Well, there's going to be two. Number one, you're going to get the old fogies like me wanting to go see it, and
yeah,
and the buzz about it has been pretty good. The guy who directed Ford versus Ferrari and
Mangold.
also
Yeah.
um, did it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's a good filmmaker, even though he got stuck with doing that horrific Disney
The Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
But it's not doesn't mean that he's not a good filmmaker, and it sounds to me he's good. And but Shyamalan, I think, is a true star.
Uh, I totally agree, especially this past year, this calendar year. What has he done? Willy Wonka,
Yep,
Dune 2, and now this.
yep,
This man is,
on a roll.
I'm loving what he's doing, man.
Yeah, and this is a great movie to solidify his status.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, he's great in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yes, I want to go
I
see
want to
that.
see it. Absolutely. It's definitely probably something I'm gonna see with a friend or by myself. Sonic 3, 10.3 million. I do want to see it. I saw 1 and 2. Give us your like 30-second review there.
It's really fun. I think it's next level in terms of how they've integrated the 3D into live action. Jim
Mm.
Carrey is just a joy
Mm.
in it. Uh, I take exception to people saying, "Oh, he they let him loose." No, it's actually one of the most controlled performances you will see. I mean, I think it's a brilliant performance, especially you know there is a dance sequence in there where he and him try to get through a bunch of deadly laser, uh, beam protections, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the funniest thing in the world. It's just joyous. So that's good, and it's very good family value movie. I mean,
It always has been.
yeah,
In the first two, absolutely. The
yeah.
first two, yeah.
I think it's fun. It does not hurt the franchise at all. I'm surprised Mufasa has gotten up the food chain, although it's in more theaters.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going off of
107% improvement.
I'm going off our buddy Exhibit. I like what he does on X, and going back to this,
What
you
does he
also
say?
you have Nosferatu at 11.5
Yeah,
million.
yeah,
I'm actually shocked that it's that high.
that's amazing. I
It's
mean, I'm
amazing.
glad.
I'm glad. I'm actually very happy. Okay, Mufasa 14.7 million. Look at this top five. It's so eclectic in entertainment,
Yeah,
and I think that's really good, man. I think
it's a
that's
little bit for everybody.
you know, I am really pleasantly happy for Nosferatu because we saw it over a month ago. Me and Rosa Para, our film critic, and we were blown away. But we're like, man, this thing is like so artistic. It's so like heavy. Like, is it gonna translate to the main audience? And like, well, there you go.
Well, I mean, maybe it's a horror film audience that's coming out to see it.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
it's a loyal following.
I think that Ann Fletcher Williams joins us. Everybody, what's up, buddy? Merry Christmas!
Oh, Merry Christmas! Woohoo!
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Da 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 da.
Yes.
Fletcher Williams, everybody, and Hollywood festivities. How was your Christmas?
Oh, it's good. Yeah, we still we celebrate till January like 6th, and then we go to the next.
Then you go to the Capitol. I
Whoa!
couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
That was
Well,
good.
that it actually everybody should go, and please release everybody and pardon everybody who participated in January 6th because that was a psyop.
Oh,
Boom.
come on, come on. We're talking. We're talking Christmas. Come on.
You brought it.
I'm just
He just
playing
made
with you.
the joke.
It was a
Huh?
joke, and you know what? The information getting out there is that of the. You're absolutely right. But let's get back to. Did you see any movies this weekend? And are you
Uh,
surprised that Mufasa's number one?
Yes, I think it's all probably because there's so many theaters. Because if you look at a lot of the theaters, there's
Okay.
limited release on a lot of things. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
I could if you look because right now we're close to like a small town, and the only
Mm-hmm.
thing playing is like Mufasa. in like their theater. So there's a
Oh, I
lot of
see
those
what you're
small
saying here.
theaters.
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at a more comprehensive with the numbers. 4,100 theaters, Mufasa, and then the next highest is 3,700 for Sonic. Okay, but I mean, I'm still a little surprised that it's number one compared to the other movies out, bro.
Well, there's really nothing out. I mean, you have either Sonic or Mufasa if you have a family.
Oh, Wicked, Moana 2.
Everybody already saw that.
Okay, all right. So
And
you gotcha.
yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
all right.
it's only the super fans are gonna see Wicked again, you know,
It's a lot of
and
super fans.
yeah, but they're like in a like how can I say this, like in the is because they had basically Wicked should be number one because they had, don't forget, this December 25th was the release of their sing along. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
almost like a re-release. So it's almost like a new premiere for
Mm-hmm.
Wicked. It should
Mm-hmm.
be number one. The fact that it's not number one, it's weird.
So
Because
worldwide, it's 585 million.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
No, it's yeah, I
And
mean,
the Wicked musical is selling out still.
well, Wicked is always sold out.
Right. Right.
Everywhere they go, they sell. It's like Hamilton. It's always it
Mm.
has like that effect to where you would always sell out Hamilton. You're always going to sell out Wicked.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Book of Mormon is up there
mm-hmm,
in those areas to where whenever they come to town, whatever reiteration. I mean,
mm-hmm,
those are the ones that are always sold out or hard to get tickets to in Broadway, and
mm-hmm,
always like
mm-hmm.
Chicago, L.A. All the major hubs of theater. Um,
Okay.
you know.
Okay. Well, I'm very surprised that Mufasa's number one, but whatever. I'm very happy for Nosferatu and for Robert Eggers.
Well, according to the numbers, Mufasa was up 107%.
That's still something.
Yeah.
That's extraordinary.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now,
Wow.
is it because it's just pablum, nice pablum?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we all
I
have a
agree.
hate on Disney, but
Mm-hmm.
the facts are the facts. If people like the movie, then it is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm. It is
I
what it
didn't
is.
see it. I have no idea, except for the complainers on YouTube, what it's about. I have no other. I don't have any other concept of it.
The complainers on you. We're all complainers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, what do you guys think? Oh, you know what? I'm trying to put up.
Now, I just want to say that Hedgehog
Okay,
Sonic
keep
has
talking.
still
Keep
not
talking.
been really released worldwide yet.
Right. Yeah, that's
So
gonna blow up when
I
it
think
releases.
that's going to blow up once it
Yeah.
hits Japan and
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Have you seen it yet, Fletcher?
No, like it's it's very hard with the holidays because we have so many church activities and stuff like that we got to get to. You gotta either you go feed the homeless or you go see Sonic. Sonic might not be good for your soul, but I do want to check it out. It's one of the one things that I was excited about was Sonic. I really want to go see
I
it.
suggest you take the homeless to Sonic.
I would if the coffers. So send Polly some super chats right now. Send the homeless to see Sonic right now. So
There you
let's
go.
go. We have a goal right now of super chats. We got 3 more to go. We have 5 teal super chats. So if you go up and check it out, there should be a goal right there. If you guys see it, it ends in 13 minutes. We got 5 teal super chats. And Chato will strip. Oh my gosh, never.
No,
But
No, he's gonna strip, but we just don't
no.
know
What
what.
I'm going to do for you is do my best, Joel Olsen, and I'm
uh,
telling you, come. You got to send me money so I can send the destitute and the impoverished to go see Sonic 3, because that's what the Lord told me last night while I was banging that hooker. He said, go get everyone to send me money so I can give a very tiny portion of it to the homeless to send them to Sonic the 3. Praise the Lord.
all right. There
That's
you
why
go.
we have him here, man. That's why we have him here.
I need another jet. Send me money and I'll show Sonic the 3 on the jet.
I mean, Fletcher, are you a fan of Olstein?
I don't subscribe to the wealth theology of that area of Protestantism. Although Joel Osteen, his church does amazing work in the area, including feeding the homeless. I mean,
Oh,
he
he
has like a
does.
gigantic mega church. Yeah, a lot of people have like this whole thing. He never did it, but he actually does. He actually, whenever you're in the area over there in Texas, he has outreach. He homes like people who have no homes. They have apartments. So they do a lot of stuff out there. So
Well,
they do
I
the
mean,
So you're
I
basically
don't like
saying that Chato is going to hell.
no,
the
no.
mega churches. I've always taken with great suspicion. From my
Oh yeah, completely.
perspective,
Yeah.
support your local church, which often when you're driving around Texas and places like that, they're empty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Really, really fast. WDW Pro has sent all his wonderful people here. Over 187 y'all hanging
Boom.
out with us. Thank you, W Pro, Jonas, and all the crew over there, Fletcher. Merry
anyways, well,
Christmas and Happy Hanukkah.
that's what that's good to hear. I mean,
Mhm.
honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, although there was that controversy where there was a massive flood in Texas and he wouldn't let anybody into his
Yeah, what was
facility.
up with that?
Yeah, so that actually was because the facility in some areas were closed, and part of it that they were trying. So they did have like an area open for people, but they were saying that they didn't open, like it's one of those things where it's like they won't open this door. Well, you can't open every door
Okay.
because literally what he took over like an all basketball arena and refurnished it. But I mean, he literally has houses for homeless people. He has houses for feeding the homeless. He has like place where people can go, like a supermarket, when people are in need, and it's free. Most,
Fletcher knows so much.
Yeah, yeah.
I
well,
love it, man.
I don't want to get into the discussion. I don't
no,
want to like unnecessarily slag the guy. I still don't.
It was a good joke, though.
It was a good job. I mean, I could have done Swaggart. Isn't Swaggart worse?
Swagger's questionable. Yeah. He
Okay,
did some very questionable things.
that's right.
All right,
And
where do we
then
want
there
to
was that
go?
other guy who got caught at the airport in the men's washroom. Can't remember who.
Oh,
Anyway,
Oh yeah, I would have to ask my wife about
you
that
know
one. She
what?
keeps up more with the shindig about it than I
Yeah,
do.
I'd like to
anyway,
move on.
support your local churches, everyone. They need you.
That's right. Yeah, especially at this time. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
don't
cold.
give your money to the mega churches. They don't need it. Give
Oh
it
my
to
God,
your
what did I do?
local church.
That's
What,
right.
what
So
happened? I'd love to move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
you know that Mufasa, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord help us. Okay, I did. Let me see. I did star some. Salute.
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 Thank God. Gracias.
Okay, we got some super chats here. Hemorrhoid hurts. The way it works for us is shared objectives and 100% a team. Plus this is regarding being married.
The
What's the
marriage.
secret? Yeah. Plus the missus is hot and bangs like a dummy door in a dunny door in a cyclone.
Well, I think that's good to know.
yeah.
I mean, you
Fits,
have to be attractive to your wife, right, Fletcher?
right. Yes, completely.
Well,
It's
attracted
one
to
of those
each other.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of those things. Thank you, Hemorrhoid Hurts, MVP so far
Woo-hoo.
of the
I
stream.
have a monologue in my stand up where it
Wait,
goes,
hold on.
I don't like reading books on how to have better sex. Not because I'm old or anything. It's because I just don't want to find out what I haven't been doing all this time.
Chitoo.
808, $5. Thank you so much. Aloha and blessings, gentlemen. Aloha.
Nice. From Hawaii. Hawaii.
Hawaii. Have you been to Hawaii?
Never. I mean, I was thinking of that, but Ramona hates sunny climates, so
Really?
yeah.
Huh. Okay.
I did drag her to San Lucia.
Oh, nice. San Lucia's beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yes.
But,
Again, Fletcher has been everywhere on this earth.
That's not true. There's still a few things that have not placed.
Okay.
So.
All right. Occupant 42 holding it down, and Rumble says Mufasa is a worldwide opening. Sonic is US only so far and hasn't opened worldwide yet. Like what you guys were saying, yeah, it's gonna make a killing.
But it's good for the economy of the theaters if Mufasa
Yeah.
also does well. I mean, this is all
Yeah.
something that, yeah, I know we have a hate on Disney, but it's good for the exhibitors if they've got a healthy, if they've got a
Yeah,
healthy case.
something to go. Yeah. How
Mm-hmm,
did
mm-hmm.
Nosferatu do? Did it do well? So I mean, it's doing well.
Well, relatively, yes.
Second place,
Oh wow,
eleven
because
point five million,
it's not in many theaters, right? It's not as in many theaters.
2,900.
Oh wow, so it did get a good release.
It's a really good release. Counter programming, man. I said that ago. They're putting this on Christmas Day. That is counter programming to all the family
Yeah,
films.
brilliant idea.
Haven't seen a movie from Edgar's yet that I've disliked. Northman and The Lighthouse were great.
Nice.
Yeah. Lighthouse was just disturbing, but it's a cinematic watch for sure. Tina Guzman is here, my favorite Dodger gal. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Neil, Moana 2 was painfully mediocre. Yeah, we gave it an honest review on our website. We did not like it, but it's gonna make money. It's made money.
Well, it's made money. Yeah.
Jill Powers is here. Also, Heretic looks kind of interesting. That's with Hugh Grant and Sophie Thatcher. We saw it the other night. Absolutely loved it.
Looks scary.
Well, it is. It's not. It's. There's a little bit of that, but it's in. He's a Herod. I mean, there's a lot going on with religion and miracles and man's intelligence and self knowledge. It's a fantastic film. It's a fantastic. I was totally surprised. So yeah, I recommend it. Hong Kong Fooey's here. Is Hamilton woke? According to right wingers, yes, it is.
What?
Well, let's ease on that. Let's ease on into our main topic with that. Is Hamilton woke, Fletcher?
I don't think Hamilton is woke because if there was we're gonna just change Hamilton, Hamilton was black thing, then you could have said it was woke. The fact that they had the courage to change the whole entire cast, which I think when people are trying to do this whole thing where like, oh, change the race and stuff, if you go ahead and just do like it's Snow White, change the whole cast to a different race, make it interesting, like Brandy did in Cinderella.
Cinderella.
It was great. Or The Wiz, lean into it, lean into this is a different culture. Have the people from the culture sing the songs. You lean into it. It's great. Actual art, like Hamilton is actual art. Because they just said this is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be told through our eyes in our way of doing in hip hop. Done. It makes sense. What Hamilton is woke in is one of the first theater groups to break that kind of fourth wall when Vice President came into the
Pence.
Yeah, when he came in, they kind of broke that fourth wall. The theater never does in theater, and they did that. So in that sense, yeah,
they never did it, but theater does break the fourth wall from time to time.
Well, like in this major Broadway show, basically, throwing shade at opposite.
Well, they made a political statement by breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, unreal, very disrespectful. Then they did go woke, in my sense.
Okay. Paul, so let's talk a little bit because I wrote an article that I take it you kind of liked.
Yeah.
And yes, I did fix the grammar.
You saw it. You found it.
I did. Yes. Yeah. So woke Hollywood has ended. I titled it "Whose Stories Are Now Allowed to Be Told." This was inspired by the film The 6888 and the immediate woke jerk reactions from big channel friends to all their followers. And the majority of these friends did not see the film. And it got me thinking a lot, Paul. But let me just get some of your thoughts before we go and jump into the article, Paul.
Well, really, one of the things I really do try to do when I watch anything is to make sure that I'm not tilting at windmills. You, the best example is if Brokeback Mountain came out now, would we call it woke? Right?
Hmm.
I think part of it is we have been bludgeoned, and so many things have now been overdone, such as girl boss movies, women who look like men, women, 4'3" women that can take on 300-pound, trained martial artists. This has just been, it seems like such a non-stop onslaught, a really big change in terms of how movies are made, television shows are made, and many of us are just tired of it. That we're now, we have to be really careful that if something comes out and we have to judge it on its own merits and not just label it woke or whatever label that you want to put on it, just because you're gun shy.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always tried to make sure that I'm not doing that. I mean, partly because even back in the '90s, when I was part of, providing an opinion for casting for a police procedural, the TV industry was using the term colorblind casting, like
Yes.
back in the '90s,
Non-traditional casting, colorblind
non-traditional
casting.
casting, and
Mm-hmm.
because it was just a police procedural, right? Now the lead usually ended up being some white person, and then the
Mm-hmm.
chief of police, they would give it to some black guy.
Right,
But
the supporting characters.
yeah. So, but the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
overall, people were looking for non-traditional actors, and when when people were acting for, auditioning for the lead role, they auditioned all sorts of people. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you. So that's been part of the entertainment mindset for a good long time. It's just only now that we've got YouTube and YouTube reviewers plus diversity, equity, inclusivity that's been infused in all this stuff, and BlackRock and everything. And so we're hypersensitive. Plus the output of the movie studios, especially Disney, has, as like I said, has made us gun shy. But I'm seeing a trend where we're seeing less and less of that. But again, movies take 5 years to make, so we're not really going to see whatever changes have happened in Hollywood for another 3 to 5 years.
I think you're muted, Polly.
Thank you, Fletcher. I know you and your wife read my article. Just
Yeah.
quick takes before I start reading from this, if you
No,
don't mind.
yeah, we liked your article. My wife especially liked and appreciated your article. I think it does address that whole reflex thing
Uh huh. Uh huh.
that has been happening. I think I have like a bit of a take on it, I guess, in a sense, but I guess
Sure.
we'll wait till the article because I did see something interesting in it in the trailer.
Yeah. Okay. So if we can share the article link, that would be great in the chat. I want to thank all you guys for hanging out with us. If you're coming from WDW Pro, thank you so much. We got a couple things happening in the chat. We have a goal. The goal ended. Okay, we didn't make the goal. All right. So
Thank
uh,
God.
no, we did not. We did not.
Oh,
So shame on all you guys.
Shame.
Oh, right. Thank God for you, because you don't
you
get the
don't need it.
script.
You didn't need to see me
But
naked.
you can still super chat, and there is a poll going on really quickly. Is Hollywood woke? Number two is woke over in Hollywood. 60% of you say no. They always hide the tamales.
Always hide the tamales.
Nice. Second place, maybe listen to Polly for what?
What?
Co-ops? For scoops.
Scoops.
Yeah, I got rid of this S, so it's supposed to be
Oh.
scoops. Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Tied is first and fourth with 12. Oh, well, wait a minute. No, we got a sudden change.
Sudden change.
Yes, White Boy Summer is back, 14%. Wow. And that's a thing too, right? It's this whole thing. It's the mainly okay. We're going to get into a second. So go ahead and vote and all that stuff. Let's get into the article. Over 190 of you guys hanging out with us on all our platforms. Thank you so much. Whose stories are now allowed to be told? This is written by me on our website that we are really just happy of all the work we're doing with all our writers. One of the ugliest pastimes in our American history is the erasure and belittlement of the incredible stories and contributions of fellow Americans. The military in the past was often the best option for an American of different ethnic background to prove themselves, their patriotism, and a chance at upward mobility upon retiring from service. Heroic tales of the boys from Hero Street, USA in Illinois to Guy Gabaldon of East LA are relatively unknown or were whitewashed for a general audience when it came to Hollywood telling those stories. So back in the day, when the stories were told, they would cast Anglo, actors. And here's an example here in this photo. The original Chicano there in the picture, war hero, Navy Cross winner, was a Chicano from East LA who received the Navy Cross in his heroic actions in Saipan. His biopic, From Hell to Eternity, came out in 1961. He's portrayed by actor Jeffrey Hunter. Now, this happened a lot, Chato.
Sure.
A lot.
Yeah.
To where you talk about race swap. The original race swap was for decades it was always swapped in for white actors. Any thoughts on that?
I'm all for it. Give white actors as much work as you possibly can. That's what I'm in on that. You kidding?
And it was nice having you here on the show. Can you star stuff, Fletcher, or no?
No, it's still like I touch it and nothing happens.
All right. Well, because I'm reading and I would love to get some of these starred. Maybe you can text me ones that you like, but just let me know. Okay. Let's moving on. My grandfather made Sergeant U.S. Army Air Corps during World War II, and as well as his brother made a private first class and helped liberate Manila in the Pacific theater of the war. Because of discrimination and harassment, my grandfather even changed their last name as to appear more American. This was the case for many who served. This was the times, and those regulated to the front lines, to cooks and services, happened to be people of different ethnic backgrounds. The sharing of these American stories are cultural treasures for all. This week, Netflix saw the debut of the 688 biopic about a predominantly black battalion of Women's Army Corps. The 688 had 855 women and was led by Major Charity Adams. It was the only predominantly black U.S. Women's Army Corps unit sent overseas during World War II. The group motto was "No male, low morale." Anything before I talk about the market of this film, guys?
It all sounds great so far. It was because even I think part of it that we got excited is when we did a thing with my wife. We were talking about this, and we were like, "Okay, the World War II is cool, and World War One, but it just seems like we can't get anything else besides the genre." And we kind of counted how many productions were in doing war films. And we're like, man, they're prolific until we came to a couple of them. One being this one, which was still in production at the time, and we were like, this one sounds great, because it's a completely different take. It's just them delivering the mail and what they had to go through to deliver the mail. So it's almost like reverse Postman, like the Postman. But so we're like, oh, this sounds great, and we were really happy about it. And part of the thing that came about is that they changed the trailer. When we saw the trailer is different from the one that they did now. So that was like, whoa. So a little bit of switch was on this one.
Yeah. Chato?
I thought the trailer was horrible.
Yeah.
I thought it was, I don't know. Well, I don't know what the final production has turned out like, but I thought they were really overhyping white against black. The black person being put down by the big 4-star general white guy, and
which happened.
Well, no doubt.
Right.
Like I'm not doubting that, but that's not the point of the story. That's not what makes them heroic. I assume they did their job. And I didn't think that it's the effort that they put into what it is that they did and accomplish what it is that they
Mhm.
accomplished. That is what I assume is what makes the movie good. Not that they overcame Whitey, because they would have gone regardless because they were ordered to do it.
Mhm.
That wasn't the point. They didn't go, they're preventing us from going overseas and sorting that mail. Well, we're going to go and do it anyways. We're going to commandeer this ship and go over there and sort that mail against what Whitey wants us to do. That's sort of how it felt in the
Mhm.
trailer.
Right.
But they were ordered to do it. They went and they did it. And so I just thought that for me, the trailer did not make this an appealing story, and I loved the NASA one, the one about the
Yeah.
calculator girls, the
Oh, what was it?
Hidden Figures.
Hidden
Hidden
Figures.
Figures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fantastic film. Yeah,
I
fantastic
saw
film.
that twice. To me,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was a really, really, really good film.
Cool.
So
Let me get back into the article. Thank you, Paul.
yeah, so there's my thought. I
All
didn't
right.
like the trailer. I thought did not work well for that.
The marketing of this film is skewed heavily with "We shall overcome the white man
There we
injustices,"
go.
almost as if all are still happening today. We didn't have those challenges. Our forefathers, mothers, like that, had during the World War II era. I was not familiar with the true story of the 688 at all. It was a great experience to learn about these women that served and really helped the morale of all the soldiers during that final year in WW2. There's a couple of problems with the film, but it's mainly storytelling and not for me at least, of woke modern messaging, because the challenges there really existed in the world of the 6888. There's even one scene where the leading general threatens to take over command and have a white lady in charge. Major Charity Adams, wonderfully paid by Kerry Washington, said, "Over my dead body," which is what historically happened. Pretty
Oh,
amazing.
see, I like Kerry Washington as an actress.
She's wonderful as an actress, correct. Those events took place in 1945, and 3 years later, in 1948, the U.S. military would fully desegregate, making it the first federal action to make segregation illegal. So we got to remember, the military was segregated still.
Yep.
So, like I said, the storytelling has a heavy problem in that it's got to get through all this history. Some of that happened and some that didn't. And it also has to tell a riveting story. I have to say, the personal one far exceeds the historical. They take a fictional love affair of a young white Jewish man and a young black woman from a small town of Philadelphia, from a small town near Philadelphia, and use them as a through line of what this woman goes through. In fact, it's riveting the way Tyler Perry opens the film, as the Jewish man, now a pilot, dies in a crash, and his bloody last letter survives and actually gets to his first love. Like so many other men and women who had to endure with loss, this really made the movie for me. I got to tell you, it's a really cool. There's a really cool motif that Tyler Perry uses, where his ghost keeps appearing very slightly. Not He doesn't overdo it, but keeps encouraging her. It's good stuff. The woke marketing did not mention this particular love story in their trailers. This is unfortunate because I feel Tyler Perry really excels here. Not to say that he didn't want to tell this historical story, but it's almost as it feels like some of it he has to incorporate, where he just really wanted to get back to the love story. Truly a great, incredible American story told in a decent yet flawed film. Any thoughts there, guys?
Yeah. I mean, they changed the trailer. That's
Mm-hmm.
when we first heard about it, and they were talking about this movie being made. Like I said, we were like, "Oh my gosh, this was one of the ones that we would want to check out."
Mm-hmm.
And we thought everything about it sounded fresh, sounded like a great take, but they changed the trailer completely, to the trailer that, like, you saw, Paul.
Mm.
It's, then it became something else. Now it became almost like a preachy thing, to whereas before it was inspirational, because you're like, you know we overcame, because I mean, just the logistics that had to be done are insurmountable odds. I
Uh-huh.
mean, that's the story is like people who were, like, told they couldn't do anything and they're less than, go on to basically have this tremendous moment because they were able to get done what nobody could. The whole army couldn't get this done. They went and got it done after being told that they weren't less than.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then now it's like there's something else in the storyline, and it was like, why would you do that? It just makes no sense. You took something that's inspirational to now making like almost like, you know, the the modern day uh, advertising, right? Which is
Yeah,
like, we're the forever victims for their ploy.
and everyone's
Absolutely.
angry, and everyone's angry in it.
Right.
That's you know what the better advertisement would be: not show anybody from the movie, get 3 or 4 of the gals who are still alive from the original
Amazing.
regiment to just sit around laughing, crying a bit, and being so happy that they made this movie. And they had, talk about, yeah, we had crap that we had to deal with, but we also had good times.
Well,
Right.
they showed them at the end of the film.
No, I
Oh,
know,
that's
but that's
amazing.
I'm saying that
In the trailer,
the
they should have shown.
Right.
trailer, the
Trailer.
Absolutely.
trailer should have had the
No, yeah.
original women
Right.
Absolutely.
talking about the good and bad, and actually show them happy.
Right.
So as an
Or
intro to the fact that this is
and the fact that they were actually like hailed in
yes.
France, like they had a parade for like there's a lot of like
Right.
Yeah, but
pomp.
none of that is in the trailer. And
No,
I would have
no,
much rather have had
right.
the original women talk about
Mm-hmm.
how everyone should go see this movie because it's about our lives and it's, ups and downs. But, the
And
bottom line is we had a good time.
and even if there's truth, there is truth to some of the things that they're crying about in the trailer, like black women having to work double
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah,
new. I mean, because
yeah,
because
but
they're
that's for the black audience. That's
right.
for the black. That's,
But you're absolutely right. And that is already told in your story. It's there. It's like it's in your world.
right.
Right. So just tell the story, and you're gonna get that across.
Well, it just happens to be a lot of black women. So I think that would constitute a black movie in of itself. I don't think you need to lard on
Oh,
and we
oh,
had to
what
do
you got
twice
against
the
lard,
amount
huh?
of work that,
Yeah. What do you
you
got
know,
against lard?
all those
Let's go. Yeah.
Latvians that they were planning on bringing on board, those blonde people.
Okay. It's also
Anyway,
unfortunate that the movie has evolved into, here we go, into ignorant criticism on social media.
not
After
me. I wasn't one of them.
after seeing this film, I'd imagine most of these influencers didn't. This is an unfortunate circumstance now far too often because the so-called woke era has ended, and yet the reaction and discourse from base players are equally as disheartening as anything that has come out of Hollywood the past several years. I'll be honest with you, to the reader, had it were not for these awful criticisms of the film's trailer, I would not have seen the 6888. As I mentioned before, one
Interesting.
ignorant post after another, completely discounting this historical story, disgraces the lives of these patriotic people who served in the military during World War II. For what? Because you got triggered over woke marketing? It seems that there's this shift in entertainment occurring, which I think is wonderful, focusing on great storytelling with fully fleshed, vibrant characters, which this film has elements of. There's an equal strong tide to denigrate anything that hints of woke. In this case, a true story of black women that served in the army during the dark days of World War II. I am not surprised these YouTubers and influencers continue to blast anything that's on any level considered progressive. Because let's face it, that woke in Hollywood is over. And what are they going to cry about now? I'm not surprised, but very disappointed. All right, go ahead. Reaction, guys.
Yeah. I mean, I think I don't blame the people's reaction for it in a sense. I figured that this is the natural reaction to what they put out. They
Mm-hmm.
put Oprah out there talking about the plights of her people and the small thing. And like I said, they turned something that we were excited about. We were excited to see this. We are excited to talk about it. And
Mm.
then they turned it into something completely
No,
different.
they
So
turned it
now,
into The Color Purple.
yeah, it's even because the color purple had like a place and time, and it was great. Now everything feels like it has to be the color purple.
Well, plus they included Oprah. Like I could feel myself groan when I saw her.
Yeah, it's like because
She's in
she's
one
a
scene. She's in
wonderful
one
actress.
scene, guys. Come
Yeah,
on.
but that's what we saw. We
She's
saw
a
the
That's
one
she's
what
a
they
scene.
showed in
she's
the
a
trailers,
and
Paulie.
she's a real good actor.
Not
Yeah,
in
but
that
And it's a
trailer.
historical character. Come on.
I don't
yeah,
care.
yeah, but she's tarnished that because she's an amazing actress.
I'm giving you guys
I
shit.
know. And
Yeah, no, it's
we're
but it's
following
like
along.
she's an amazing actress, but she's the brand has been tarnished in a bit.
I was mad that she did not give everybody a car during that scene.
That was the most disappointing thing.
Well,
You should get a car every time you see this movie because
You
that's
get a car, and you
and
get
you
a
get a
car.
car. You
You get
watch
a car.
this, Polly.
Yeah.
There should be a car in front of your
A
door right
Jeep.
now.
Jeep. It would be Jeep.
Yeah,
a
nice
low
Jeep.
rider. A low rider.
Yeah.
No, that'll be stereotypical.
Hey,
They don't want to.
I welcome stereotypes.
Well, there you go.
I welcome
And
stereotypes.
you get a Jeep, and you
And
get
you
a
get a
Jeep,
Jeep,
and you
yeah.
get
Okay.
a
Any other thoughts on what the last couple
Well, I'm
paragraphs?
glad, but you saw it, right, Paulie?
Yeah.
And you enjoyed the show.
I here's a couple things, right? I think it's a flawed Tyler Perry storytelling.
okay.
I think it's his best film, but Tyler Perry kind of the criticism of him is that he kind of leans into the stereotype and stays there, and he doesn't know how to use that stereotype.
Well, he should have played the Oprah Winfrey role.
Oh, he has Medea. So
that's too bad.
So that being said, because it's such a wonderful story, like the true story, it was cool. But then the love story, I thought her loss, this actress that was in it, it's like I wanted to see nothing but her. She was fantastic. She was fantastic, and because she had a lot of flaws, and like she was very much in a lot of fear and mourning, because her first love kept haunting her. So no, there's a lot of good elements. I just think it was probably a little too long, but and for me, never did I feel this was a modern woke film, because all that was there in the history,
right?
It was there. It's just this marketing. I understand why it pissed people off. But what I didn't like was some of our friends degrading, and I get into it in the article as I go on, is the work. It doesn't matter any of the fucking work that was done during war. You're in war. You're from feeding the soldiers to doing the mail. That is fucking heroic, in a sense of like, you sign up, you have this world war. You're not in control of the work that you do, but but they did it. And they even mentioned in the story, like, of course they're going to get us to do the fucking mail. I thought that was great.
That's of course, yes.
Yeah. So to degrade that, and then one of the biggest YouTubers that we know didn't even see the fucking film, and that really pissed me off. And it's not the first time they've done this. And you know what? I can be upset, and they'll still be my friends. It's not like I'm like going after anybody.
No.
Anyways, anything else, Fletch?
Oh yeah, I mean it's part of the course of there's going to be reactionary kind of like because
and we're going to get your comments, guys. We will. A lot of great comments. Go on. I'm sorry.
The reactionary, the what is it, Mr. Paul, that like where it says if it bleeds it leads, like that whole reaction to where it became like my wife kept telling me about like the 24-hour cycle to news changing. Now everything's reactionary, and that's what in YouTube is kind of like a microcosm of that. So everything reactionary is going to get a hit.
Well, X.
Well, yeah, on X, on Twitter.
This is where I was seeing them first, and what was interesting was Reina Creole, Mark with they all had the same reaction,
which was what?
That you guys are crossing the line with your critique. This is not cool. First see the film, but also know there's merit in what anyone does if they're in the military, for the machine, for the whole thing to move and succeed. Okay. All right, let me go back to the story. As you can tell, we're very passionate here. All right, this is not me. This is my grandfather's photo.
What hair he's got.
Beautiful hair, right?
Fabulous hair. I love it.
And I really
You
just
look
want to
like him.
a little bit. My cousins are like, I can't get over this photo every time I show it. Um, yeah. Okay. I also think about the merit of hard work and earning your position in our society, and how these based tubers preach these values on the daily. So why the sudden critique on women delivering mail? Is it not real work? How about the cooks, the mechanics, the maintenance personnel that took care of all our soldiers? Do you protest them as well? Or could it be these are not newfound arguments but lasting resentments on the mere fact that it's another hardship story about oppressed people that you find so hard to process? My grandfather was a cook in the army. Relatives also were farm workers, janitors, builders, and more. Do their stories not matter? Which stories are now allowing to be told if you were in control of the Hollywood studios? That I would love your honest answer, Chato.
You know what? My mantra has
Mm.
been we need more diverse movies than diversity in movies. And this is a movie that represents that ethos, and for me, more power to them. And then it lives and dies based on its own merits. That this is exact this movie is an exact example of what we should be doing.
Let me get to we're almost to the end here, guys. Some great comments. I'm going to get to all your comments, whether you agree with me or not. I think it's wonderful you guys are commenting. Finally, I think these juvenile takes only adds fuel to the fire of the mainstream audience. Criticisms that don't consider context or historical knowledge when it's most needed, thus making it easy for the audience to lazily label all things woke out of Hollywood. What a failure upon fandom tubers and influencers. Hollywood has always been a light of stories that you would never have heard about in our history, in your history books, which is why I think moving forward in the so-called non-woke era, movies like the six triple eight, to last year's Flaming Hot, and The Long Game will have their work cut out for them. My recommendation to Hollywood, if you want to keep making these worthy films, kill your marketing teams and simply lean into the personal stories that are part of our American experience. And I've also added videos and other links to true stories here, guys. And I really strongly suggest you check it all out later on. Chato, any final thoughts here before we get to
I think
comments?
I think as the transition starts happening, we have to be careful that, like I said, all criticisms need to be based on what it is that has been delivered, not the ghosts of what we think are going to be delivered.
Mm, yeah. I
Fletcher.
think it's a lot to ask though, because it's almost like when you've been pummeled it with it, and a lot of it is the in like in both ways. One way
Uh-huh.
you feel like, okay, I see what you guys are doing. I see what you're talking about because, like I said, having seen the like first hit at this movie, it looked great because they did lean into like achievement and greatness. And then the marketing comes out and it's like, oh, we were always beaten up, we're still beaten up. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it has to shift. Because I see that among ourselves, like, creators and stuff like that, and the
Mm-hmm.
so-called people of color kind of thing that we're still kind of bunched up into.
Mm.
And you kind of feel like, okay, we get what you're saying. We get what both sides are saying. I get what
Mm.
the people saying. I ain't want to watch this because it's woke garbage. And then
Mm.
I get what we're saying. It's like, yeah, it's not really woke garbage. It's just that one woke part. But it's like, yeah, but that's
Well,
what you're
it's
told.
woke. It's definitely woke marketing.
Right.
That's a huge turnoff.
Yeah, that's a huge turn up. So I don't expect somebody to go, hey, do it for me, because you gotta to have out there, like you said, you were out there. I saw Mark D with the C. Lorena was out there. A couple of other people were out there talking about it. And you're like, yeah, check it out. It's not as woke as you think it is. It's not woke.
Well,
It's just the marketing was woke. But it's
but
like, who gets past the marketing?
okay. So listen, and we're getting to all your chats and super chats. You guys are awesome. My thing here, and there's a lot of things, as I said in my story. And Script Doctor is in the chat. I'm sending you a link.
Hello, Scripty.
As I'm sending you a link right now. Love for you to come in. Why get triggered, and then why go after the easy part, right?
What do you mean?
Like, making fun of people who do the mail. Who the fuck? Who the fuck?
Well, that's a choice.
Yeah,
That's what
but
you do.
but if we are on the daily talking about meritocracy, right?
Right.
This is an example of, if you don't do the work correctly, it shows people don't get their fucking mail,
Right.
and we're making fun of that.
Yeah, because
We're making fun of people's hard work when it is expounded every day on these big channels. Meritocracy, meritocracy, fuck DEI. Okay, I'm with you. But then you put down this real story because there's other more heroic stories. Of course, they've been told over and over, but this is a true story that no one knew the fuck what was good. I didn't know about this, and I'm Mr. fucking Chicano history. I didn't know about this. This was really fucking interesting. And of course, it was completely not talked about. I'm just saying, if we're so like meritocracy and stop being so fucking triggered, have a sense of humor. It's like you telling that joke about religion and an Olstein.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That offends some people. Well, that's the shit you get, right?
Yeah.
But people are sensitized to it because right now it's been put down. Because
But you're making excuses, Fletcher. It's a fucking.
I'm not making excuses. I saw the trailer and says, now I'm not going to watch this garbage.
Okay, that's fair.
Right.
But then,
and a lot of people are doing the same thing.
Okay, but then you're gonna post saying, "I'm not gonna watch this garbage because literally, black woman delivering mail. Fuck that." People were saying that.
Yeah,
I'm not
and
here.
what's
I'm
wrong
not
with
here to
that?
whine about it. But I couldn't imagine you putting that up.
No, I'm not going to put, but that's not my brand. That's not who I am. I mean, I don't go, how many posts do you see are like, oh, you freaking people are going to, you guys are worthless. I mean, that's like what I do. But if my brand is basically, I am outraged at X and I am attack the woke, and then I'm going to have to find the woke, right? Because even when there's no woke to be found, I got to go find some. It's like the old joke.
There is
I'm sorry,
story,
Pam.
There is a storytelling
I'll try to calm down
problem.
on the language. Sorry, Pam. And speaking of language and masters of thought and words,
Well,
Script Doctor, what's up, buddy?
Script pop in. I got something to say after he says.
Hey, thank you so much for the invite. I've been off the internet for a day and a bit, so and I'm on the Latino Slant channel. So let me just go this way.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Let's get your thoughts in real quick, and then we'll Porlica talk.
Well, I mean, I've seen about 4 different trailers for the 688s, and 3 of them were definitely woke marketing, and then there's this one that was shorter, which was really good. And it made me say, hey, this seems like it'd be a fun story, because I remember in high school we did units on the Great War and the Second World War. We did a lot of Canadian stuff, a lot of US stuff, and I remember we had like maybe 2 days where we talked about the various women Army Corps and all that type of stuff, what they did. Some of them flew planes over. Some of them worked on U-boats. Some of them did mail. Some of them did recycling of like tin and other materials to go into production. So I was thinking, oh, this is a cool story. And then I saw your article on your website just the other day, and I retweeted it as well.
Thank you.
That was a great article, because it makes a very valid point. Is that this is based off a real story. It's got a little bit of fiction in it because Tyler Perry likes to throw in something with character to sort of frame the a historical piece like this. And it's also Tyler Perry. I think he does actually some really great films. They're more play-like the more like stage theater-like, done for screen, but that gives them a little bit of extra melodrama. But I always find something entertaining about them, and they're always well made, and they have a great core audience. They make a lot of money. It's kind of a shame that this is done on Netflix, because I think if marketing knew how to actually market stuff, I think this probably would have done fairly decent at a movie theater, given its expense, which was pretty low, because Tyler Perry is a very much like squeeze everything you can out of every cent, every dollar, because that's how he got so wealthy.
He has his own studio.
Yeah.
Chato.
So again, I didn't see it.
Oh, you jerk.
But my problem again, through the trailer, is that I think there is something to be said for, and I call it the story vector. How big an issue is getting the mail out, and how successfully can they make the story explain the story in such a way that getting the mail out actually is an emotional and useful thing. I don't think it's possible on first blush. I don't think it's possible within a trailer to be able to go, damn it, if we don't get the mail out, then these guys are going to be sad. You know, that's what it came across. I think if
Yeah.
this was a movie, you see how
funny.
silly it's. This is the way they portrayed it. This is like, I can't get excited about that. It is ripe for being parodied within that context. However, if they said that the backdrop is about the male stuff and a bunch of American women going to Europe for the first time, experiencing war, experiencing Europe, experiencing what's going on, and the male stuff was not the raison d'etre of the movie, that it's about human interaction, changes, trust. You could still get in the whole business of the white establishment not being completely thrilled with having black women doing anything. It doesn't, that would still work. I think they made a big deal out of, like I said, it's the mail. God damn it, got to get it out. And there's just so much more. And yeah, I think the fact that having to sort the mail in Europe in World War II is just a brilliant excuse to create this backstory that they could have built a wonderful story around. And if they didn't do that,
right. Okay.
you see what I'm talking about? If I was
no,
writing this,
no, I do.
the mail would not be the story.
Listen, like
I've
some
got
people are like,
script
some
with
people in the audience are right now are like, I'm with Fletcher's side. I'm with Paul's. I love all these arguments.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why I like, of all things, for me to write this article about Polly, you're not black, you're not this or whatever, is because I remember stories my grandfather would tell me why they had to change the family last name, and he was a cook in World War II, and he was shitted on. I mean, but the man had, came after the war and raised a family with dignity, held his head up high. A lot darker than me and my dad. Very dark.
Well, I think your article was perfect.
No, I'm just saying, like,
right.
no, listen, Chato, I'm not saying to you. I said to the audience that might be wondering why the fuck why is Paulie so upset and passionate about this? This is my trigger, is because knowing what my grandfather and his brother went through personally. That was the trigger. What's the word I'm looking for? Script.
Inspiration.
Inspiration. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll use it. Okay. What else? So I just want you guys to know that
my big concern as a writer is that what's the story vector and how significant is the main story. So just to give you an example, my dad and his crew on their Caproni bomber went AWOL, hid in a forest, and for several months. And whenever the Nazis, let's call them that, the SS, they would, in small towns, hang people up in trees that they killed, Jews, gypsies, and homosexuals in trees. And my dad and his crew would go out every night, cut them down, and give them a proper burial. And the SS freaked out and spent months trying to hunt down my dad and his crew. So that is dangerous. That has a very wide story vector in terms of, oh my God, I'm now afraid of what these guys are up to. I'm not afraid for the lives of the black women sorting mail. That's why I'm saying it needs to be
right. And that's in the trailer. That's not in the film.
No. And
right.
I'm just all
Right.
talking about
No,
the
no, you're
films.
right. You're right. And I get that part of the argument. Like, obviously they're not on the front lines. They're not holding I don't know, Script, if Tyler
I'm
put that
shoving
in.
these letters into my uniform, and I'm going out into the foxholes and let them, shoot me down, get through these.
Certify. Excuse me, I know you're shooting at the Germans, but you got to certify this letter
That's
now.
right. That's right.
I
Oh my
get it.
God, there's no stamp on this. I got
I
to go
get it.
find a
But
stamp.
Script, do you know it, or Fletch, do you know if there was so there was a scene in the film, something that occurred where the two ladies that are delivering the mail run over a bomb and were blown up. Do you know if that actually happened?
No,
I don't know if that happened. No, sorry.
Fletcher, do you know if it happened?
no. But I mean,
I,
it
I
wouldn't be
actually
surprising.
Okay, but I actually think that was a great. I actually hope that it didn't happen, because I think it was a good dramatic thing to do in the because he fictionalized a lot in the film.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Tyler Perry does. He amps up
Yeah.
things for drama. One of the aspects that I think is the through line of this story is that it's about the morale of the soldiers. Like, if they're not hearing back from home, they start to get disillusioned as to what they're fighting for, because now it's just all about the fight and it's not about what they're fighting for. And that's why it was so important for this mail program, at least according to some of the documents I remember reading in high school. It's like, yeah, if you're out on the front line and all you got is your band of brothers, and you haven't heard back from home in weeks or months, you start to get disillusioned as to why you're there, right? And
Big time.
that's, I think, what was kind of prevalent in what this movie is trying to say is, like, there's such a backlog of mail and there's such low morale with regards to the front line that people they weren't really fighting for anything other than just to keep themselves alive for another day. And then at that point, you're like, well, why bother just stay alive for another day? Why not just surrender or just not fight as hard and let it be over? Because no one is telling me how much they miss me or how much they love me or how much, or reminding me of the courage I'm doing, trying to, defend their way of life.
When I had retweeted the Tyler Perry talking about it, saying it's 90% true. I'm like, all right, cool. Could you green light Hero Street USA? Yeah, like it's an actual block and a half of all Medal of Honor vets, some that died in battle in World War II. It's a block and a half in a small town in Clovis, Illinois. And that they all happen to be Mexican American. And it's a great story because they're all like grew up together. It's like, man, can you green light that, please? It's like, because there's so World War II in particular, because it was still segregated right up until 48, 49. I think those had the best stories.
Well, there's a million stories, and there's also a story on how an awful lot of non-whites who came back after the war were treated really badly, and promises were broken with regards to housing and all sorts of things like that. It was an era where an awful lot of people who weren't treated like Americans wanted to prove to the wider American population that they were loyal Americans, and they came back and were treated like shit. And I think that was a huge tragedy.
Yes.
Like, that is, to me, I went to a photo exhibit where even Italians in Canada, when they came back, and First Nations who fought for Canada, wanting to prove that they were actual Canadians, and then they were treated like garbage when they came back. It's like I was crying during the photo exhibit, and that happened in the United States too. There was a lost opportunity.
Exactly. The Italians from Canada and the United States, those soldiers were the only Italians on the battlefield that didn't march backwards.
Wow. Mark with a C is in the chat, and I sent you a link, my brother. I would love.
So there's lots of stories. There's of course there's tons and tons of stories.
Yeah, really fast. I just would love to get him on here. He has a great channel. Would love his insight. Okay, so any other thoughts from the panel before we read super chat? Before we read great comments and super chats,
let's read great comments and super chats.
Yes, let's do it. All right, so starred. Here we go. We got a lot of them. Good Lord. Where to begin? Did we do the? Oh no, we did that one. Hollywood needs to prop up new creatives and actually spend time redrafting scripts to be as good as possible before filming, and not resting on laurels and established IPs. Script doctor.
I mean, that's the traditional model. I mean, it's not always just original stuff, but it's also, we have this new book that came out. Someone go read it, see if it's good. If it's good, buy the rights. Let's start workshopping it into a film. We don't get those types of motivations anymore. And then on top of that, the way the publishing industry has changed over the last couple decades is that every book becomes a #1 New York Times bestseller. So that very accolade has become meaningless, and that basically was made aware to Hollywood very early on, because after they started buying the rights to these books and then taking a look at what's actually inside them and realizing, well, we have to work extra hard to adapt this to make it look good, to make it be something of merit. And then it just became a generational laziness too. You've got spreadsheets and people with business degrees but no art or cultural background making decisions on what to put their money into, and you end up losing that trailblazing aspect of what Hollywood needs in order to stay vital and survive, and also to compete with the social media technologies. Because when people can make their own content, when people can have access to all the technology to tell their own stories, they don't need a distribution model like Hollywood anymore. They've got the internet to do that, and Hollywood has done nothing to compete with that type of model.
Running with Scissors says, whitewashing was silly and wrong. Well, a wrong thing. I think we're talking about older Hollywood. However, it's gone too far in the other direction the last several years. Chato or Fletcher, and you guys want to?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not as simple, right? So you could say, if you're taking the YouTube like X kind of mentality, yes, it's gone too far. If you're taking like what is actually you're trying to create, like I said, if you're doing kind of like a Hamilton makes sense. What you're trying to create is like a hip hop America. What if hip hop America is done? That's what it is. The Wiz, same kind of premise. You're taking something that we're gonna make African American Wizard of Oz, set in today's time with reminiscent of the past. Beautiful. Nobody, most recently, even like Brandy doing Cinderella, it didn't matter, because what you're creating is something in itself. And I think what's happening now is that there's these people putting in stuff in there that's not in the script. As I think Script Doctor would probably agree, or even Chato, it's not in there. And then they're just adding it to kind of shim it into it, and it's almost like, well, that's not art. Now it's become propaganda, and that's what we're against. We don't want the propaganda in the art. If it's art, it's going to show as art. It's not going to be this or that or the other. It's just going to be what the piece is. But now it's just they're shoving stuff in there, and they don't even care about whether anybody's proud of it or not.
This just in from It's Courtney. Paul Chato is white?
What?
Never guessed. Never guessed.
Technically, Jews aren't white, but I'll go for white.
I knew you were going to say that. I love that.
I don't care. I was raised a Presbyterian, so while I was Presbyterian, I was white.
Doggy's here. He says a reverse example, Pedro Pascal could pass off as white. In fact, he's playing a white character in the Fantastic Four.
I think that helps with the fact that Nathan Fillion and him look very much alike, especially at a glance. I remember when that Kingsman sequel came out, and a lot of people saw the trailer before any of the names came up, and they're like, "Is Nathan Fillion with a mustache whipping people in that?"
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was Pedro Pascal, but from that wide shot and from a couple of close-ups, you would swear that was Nathan Fillion.
Well, and Pedro in The Gladiator looks like a CG version of Smokey and the Bandit. It looks like Burt Reynolds.
He really can do a Burt Reynolds.
Man, he that would be. I would have no complaints if they reprised Smokey and the Bandit and it was Pedro Pascal.
That would have been a great Gladiator 3. It's like Smokey. What is it? Gladiator to Gladiator. What's your 20?
That's right. And this time you get a big fat Caesar,
Centurion.
right?
Right.
Oh,
And
Right.
gosh.
I'm gonna get those
I'm
gladiators.
gonna get them gladiators.
Hey, really fast. We're actually five subs away from hitting.
And sorry, this is my joke. And gladiator racing over the roads, and one chariot, gets over the river, and the other one just falls into the river. Yeah, there should be a gladiator version of Smokey and the Bandit. I'm telling you.
It's perfect.
Anyway, sorry.
Starring
Yes,
Pedro
let's get
Pascal.
some more money to Paulie.
Yeah. Before we do that, Hong Kong Fooey, Brando is Zapata, John Wayne is Genghis Khan, Bronson is
Oh yeah,
Chato, and Chato's
that's
land
correct. I
is
went and saw that.
But the one that takes the cake is Chuck Connor's script doctor as Geronimo.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Remember Warren Beatty also played a Spaniard in a film. I think it was like a romantic comedy. They bronzed him up like George Hamilton. I can't remember the title of it. But it was crazy.
Anthony.
That's hilarious.
What's his last name? He played a ton of
Banderas.
Indians. Anthony.
Oh,
He was a Mexican.
Anthony.
Oh my God. What's his name?
John Leguizamo?
No. Older movies.
Johnny Legs.
Anthony Quinn.
That's what I said.
Anthony Quinn.
Anthony Quinn played a ton of native characters. He was a go-to guy.
And Middle Eastern characters.
Oh, Anthony Quinn.
Anthony Quinn.
Anthony Quinn's I believe his ethnic makeup was like half Irish, half Mexican.
Okay.
He's an incredible actor. Oh my
yeah.
God, he broke the mold. Absolutely.
And then the guy who shed the tear when the pollution was taking over the United States. He was Italian. He was Italian.
He was Italian. What? That was pretty funny. Yeah, Iron Eyes.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's right.
Occupant 42 over there on Rumble comes in for $10. $10, man. Thank you so much.
Well, that's an interesting point, but I'd like to know what the other extreme, if they could explain to me what would be representative of the other extreme, because people are already talking about the woke right, and I don't know what that is.
You guys have any thoughts on this script?
Well, from what I've been seeing, because like it's Carrie Smith has been, from deprogramming, she's been posting some stuff about examples where it's basically saying, apparently from what she's saying is the woke right is a single religion, no exceptions, etc., no diversity of different characters or ethnicities, and this is actually a fear. When the pendulum has been pulled so far in one direction, it gains momentum so that when it does swing the other way, it's going to not necessarily be equal, but get very close to the other side. And it's only up to the people that don't ascribe to either side to kind of slow it down so it doesn't get to that point.
It's a great point, man. And that I think that spirit of what you just said is in my article as well. Yeah. I hope it is. I really hope it is. I really hope it is, because it's all okay. Great stuff. Thank you, Occupant 10. It's Courtney Fellowship of Oddballs. Love her dearly. The trailer for that movie is not appealing. It's straight up cheesy. I mean, it's Tyler Perry cheese. And if you don't like his brand, you're not going to see his films. There's some stuff
I love Tyler Perry films. I mean, you grew up on Tyler Perry films. I love his plays and all that kind of stuff.
There you go.
But the first trailer that they did was great. It was Tyler Perry hope, and because Tyler Perry has like things that he does, like he does from his plays. He basically makes you sing, make you dance, make you cry, kind of type of idea. You get your money's worth, you go. Mm-hmm. It's like a little small party / family reunion and everything. We saw that in the first trailer, and it was great. The second trailer makes you think like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
like you said, kill the marketing team, but not
kill them.
Figurative, not fully kill them. Pray for their immortal souls. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, and we're not talking about personal people here. We're talking about Now, bad marketing will sink a movie. Transformers is one good recent example. Transformers was really good. This last one.
Yeah, marketing terrible.
We even had one of the voiceover actors on the show here now. Look him up. We have that live interview with him. He played a couple characters in the latest movie. We got. Let me just toot my own horn. Give you guys a break for a second. Latino Slant has great interviews. Like that gentleman Jason Alvarez, who's in Transformers, as well as Danny Trejo, James Edward James Olmos, and we are just a few subs away from hitting another new goal for us. So if you haven't subbed and you're in this chat, there's a lot of you guys hanging out with us, over 150 people just in YouTube alone. Can you please do me the favor and subscribe to the channel? That would be great. Also to smash the like. We're almost over 100 likes. It helps us so much. We're not the big channels like Paul Chato and all his TV guide stuff that y'all love so much.
That's why
But,
I'm here.
Oh, he's still here. Wait a minute. What's up, handsome?
Which is why I go slumming here.
You're such a slummer. Okay, Melvin, he's here with
I love you, Paulie.
Love you too, man. Lethal Weapon or Die Hard? What's better?
Ooh, that's tough. They're both love stories, but one is brotherly love and one is marital love.
We're talking about the first ones of each.
Yeah. Let's stick to the first one. I mean, not the franchises.
Yeah, because that's hard. Because if it's franchise, I think Die Hard, maybe no Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon franchise-wise, yeah, it's all directed by the same guy. Every actor that could come back did come back.
Right.
In all 4 of those films, which was almost an impossibility to do with franchise features.
Right.
I would say Die Hard because Die Hard we watch all the time. Lethal Weapon we watch when we think, oh, I want to see Lethal Weapon again.
Okay, you're for Die Hard. Script?
Die Hard, yeah.
Yeah, I think I got to give it to Die Hard by a hair.
I'm giving it to Die Hard because Mel was wearing that out of date haircut. He had a, what's it called? That
mullet.
He had wearing a mullet. I think you lose a point for the mullet.
I changed my mind now. Now I go for Lethal Weapon because I got to go against Chato on this. Mullet rocks.
Man, I love Die Hard. I absolutely love it. Hans Gruber, Bonnie Bedelia, the wife. Lethal Weapon.
Oh.
Lethal Weapon, man.
It's great.
Yeah.
There's so much alike too, right? Both films are really a lot alike.
Lethal Weapon has kind of a pulpy style to it, like the old detective stories, which I really dig. Die Hard is kind of more like
you're straightforward,
but it's also very contained. It's one night, and there's a lot of energy to that. Where Lethal Weapon is a couple of days.
Right.
That's a real hard one, Melvin.
Yeah.
So.
And Die Hard, you would be like for my artistic side, really loves Die Hard because Die Hard is like a video game. You go on little side quests until you make it to the final boss thing. It's great.
The bad guy was better in Die Hard.
Yeah.
And the only other thing is we kind of knew what Mel Gibson was about, even though that was a real joy. I think what's his name in Die Hard?
John McClane.
Yeah, well, the guy who
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. That was a complete surprise. No one was expecting that out of him. So it's one of the pleasures of Die Hard was what a nice surprise to see him becoming a superstar. Anyway, I think both movies are great.
Okay, let's have Fletcher kick off this one. I'll be right back.
All right, so we got packing protons for $20. Walk isn't over. They'll just rebrand and try to hide it. But we've reached the point where we need it's woke channel. Someone who can review something that is honest and let the folks know it's just a good story. Hey, well, I think that Paulie's doing that. Yeah, and doesn't Jonas J. Campbell have a channel? I think because
he does a thing, everything woke with.
Yeah, everything woke. Yeah.
The other part too is they tried rebranding woke a year and a half ago and it didn't stick. I mean, they're not going to stop. It's just going to find its new place, and that place is where technically things of that nature had always been in the very niche independent market. It'd be at the film festivals, but you'd never see them on the DVD shelf unless it's part of like this, film festival classics line. There's going to be a home for it because there's going to be a very small market for it. But the fact of the matter is the industry has been changing since middle of last year. to basically go back to a more of a profit-driven model. And it's going to take some time before people start to actually see it. But we have already had a few hints in the last year and a half, because the frequency of those types of divisive woke films has decreased greatly since then. I mean, just this year alone, how many movies could you say were woke as opposed to just traditionally bad? A lot more that are bad than they were woke, right?
Well, I guess that's the thing. So, Mr. Chatter, what do you think? Do you think that there's a woke bad hybrid where now we're just calling bad movies woke, or is
Well,
it like there's a differentiating
I
factor?
think
And what would it be?
I think Script makes a good point that why shouldn't there be a woke category full on that isn't all movies, but I mean you could call movies with a social justice bent woke. You could accuse. I mean, would you accuse In the Heat of the Night as woke if it came out now?
Right.
Right.
Some of the definition of woke is, they're now trying to find problems which no longer exist, just for the sake of progressivism. Someone said that there's not enough anti-black racism to go around to all the people who want to make money off it.
Right.
I can't remember who quoted that. I thought that was really, really good. I mean, there's a critical race theory industry out there, and then they're trying to find windmills to tilt against. So, I mean, yeah, the studios want to make money. People want to see movies. The distributors are very vocal. We used to have a client that made the software for distributors, and they're mad. They're furious because they have no control of this at all, and they want to be able to keep the theaters up and running. So they're going to be in the front lines in terms of getting the studios to turn things around and as quickly as possible. So.
Let's play a thank you video for all the super chats and great comments. We're going to come back. We have more super chats and great comments, but we have another guest joining us in a second. But let's play a thank you video. Be right back. And it looks like we just hit 12.7 subscribers. We just passed the 700 mark. So nice. Thank you so much. We're working hard, and we always want to give you guys the best in live streams and videos and interviews, Latino Slant, and our website, which has movie reviews. And I'm here joined with Paul Chato, Script Doctor, Fletcher Williams, and we have over 180 people combined hanging out with us. Fantastic. Who's also fantastic is a gentleman I respect very well. I've been following him for years, part of the Dark Council, and I think this is his first time on the Latino Slant. We're trying to bring the black and brown together, Fletcher.
What? That's already happened. Call my mom and my dad.
Yeah, Mark with the C. Are you there, brother?
I think you're.
Guys, can you hear me? Because I can't hear you.
Oh, we can hear you.
Somebody's got to know some type of sign language or something. I cannot hear you.
We can hear you.
We can hear
How
you.
Can I hear you? Okay, I see.
You.
I see you can hear me.
Yes, we can
All
hear
right,
you.
but I can't hear you. You know what I need? I need somebody to deliver the mail to me. This is urgent right now. It's so important. I can't hear anything.
Hold on.
Man, you know what? Should I open up? I don't know if I should open up YouTube or not.
Why don't you pop out? I think if you pop in and pop back out.
Hold on, let me see something.
He can't hear you. He can't hear what you're saying. So you got to type him.
Oh, okay.
Right. We'll let's see if we can figure it out. We're gonna remove him for a second. Fletcher, try to help him out. Let's get through some more comments, shall we? Script Doctor Marketing will be the last to change because they've gotten very comfortable reaching for low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. I mean, since I started, which would be back in 06, marketing has been very lazy. They see a concept that studios and executives really like, and they want to go ahead with it. And marketing says, well, we don't know how to market this. And any client that you're going to with regards to a service said that they don't know how to do their job, you'd fire right away. You wouldn't even consider them or listening to them. And yet Hollywood has decided to go with them and say, you know what? Yeah, if you guys can't figure out a way to market this, and there probably doesn't have a marketing angle for audiences, which means audiences won't show up, which means we should just go with another project that is easier to market, which is not how Hollywood is done. Hollywood is built off of the challenge accepted model, which is, oh, you think I can't make this work? You think I can't impress a whole bunch of people to come see this story? I will prove you wrong. And that mentality seems to be a foreign thing in the industry these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main problem is the source of the movies. A lot of the movies came from books. And the publishing industry has already been turned on its head. And we're getting, like I said, the New York Times bestseller list is mostly books directed towards women. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm not seeing a huge variety of stuff that
John
to me
Grisham
would.
isn't writing as much these
Sorry, what was
days.
that script?
John Grisham isn't writing as much these days either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you just go with like, and let me just go through like the top 5 fiction on the. You tell me whether any of these would make an interesting movie. So number 1 is The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. Trouble surface.
You're
Trouble
already answering your
surface when a
question.
woman looking to make a fresh start takes a job in the home of the Winchesters. I'm
Who's
in.
the Winchesters?
I don't know.
No,
Fourth
boy.
Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Violet Sorengale is urged by the commanding general, who also is her mother, to become a candidate for the elite dragon riders. Maybe. Number
Maybe.
3 is Wicked by Gregory, a guy. Okay, Wicked by Gregory Maguire. We know Wicked. Number 4 is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah Maas. After
Ooh.
killing a wolf in the woods, Feyre is taken from her home and placed inside the world of the Fae. I don't know. And number 5 is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. So 4 of the books, 4 of the 5 is by women, nothing against women. A battered wife raised in a violent home attempts to halt the cycle of abuse, the basis of the film.
Yeah, that book was already made into a movie with Blake Lively.
Okay, that's, oh yeah, the end, It Ends With Us. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So
So-
of those 5, one titillated enough a group of people in Hollywood with enough power to get the movie made, and the other 4 will probably be forgotten by us in the next day or so, but live in infinitely because we recorded it on this video.
Let's try to bring in Mark with the C again. Can you hear us now?
Hey guys, I am back. Now you can give me a thumbs up because you can probably still hear me, right?
Yes.
Thumbs up
Yes.
if you can.
Can you
Okay.
hear us?
Yeah, see, I can't hear you, but I just want to say this real quick because I am outside right now anyway. I'm on my phone. That's probably got something to do with it.
The phone, yeah.
But I just want to make a quick comment, and I got to jump out because I'm actually at work. Don't tell anybody this. But listen, guys, what I wanted to say about this whole 688 thing. Um, Tyler Perry has a long history. He is not a friend to the black man, number one. Almost every movie he has produced in life has cast us as the bad guys. We're always like one dimensional. Like it's very non flattering to say the least. The one black guy that's in that movie, he's got no personality at all. Yet at the same time, I do find some merit in this movie because it's telling a story that a lot of people didn't know about. Now, I understand that the criticism has been that it's just about the male and, oh my God, it's so dramatic. But you know something? I made the point in my video. This was the 40s, all right? They didn't have text messaging, they didn't have emails, all the things that we take for granted today, they didn't have. That mail was the only thing that they had to connect them to their loved ones to tell them whether they were alive or whether they were dead, you know, and vice versa. If you wanted to get that message to your loved ones, that was all you had. All right. So this is a story that they're telling that I didn't know about. I think a lot of other people didn't know about. Now, it's Tyler Perry, unfortunately. I wish it could have been a more capable writer and director. So I do get the criticisms of the movie. I would never tell anybody, don't criticize this movie. All right, that is fair game. What set me off on X and on social media was that there was this huge backlash against Black accomplishment, like, all across the board. I was seeing all of these endless comments from like people that I've shared a platform with, talking about, oh, this is just a joke. I'm looking at all of these images in blackface. People are talking about literally saying that Black people have contributed nothing to society. Now, that's a little bit disturbing when I consider the world that I'm trying to leave to our kids and everything. I think we should have a healthy appreciation for one another. So I really didn't appreciate when I saw that, because what it's really doing is it's showing everyone that we still need to have these things that we've been pushing so hard against, as far as all of the virtue signaling and all of the Black facing and all that stuff. They use ignorance like that to justify doing what they do. You know what I mean? So it kind of like maybe raised my eyebrow to that, because I was like, wait a minute, I thought we were all supposed to be in this together. I thought, as a fandom, we've been fighting this battle for a long time and we've seen much worse than this. But when I saw that backlash, that really got to me, man. I'm like, we can't be going in this direction because we're playing right into their hands. All right. Now, I know I can't hear you guys, so I don't want to monopolize. And I'm going to jump out because I can't have a conversation when I can't hear. But I just wanted to put that out there, guys, because I hear everything that everyone is saying. I'm tired of the marketing. I'm tired of the blackface thing and all of that stuff just as much as anybody else. I've been talking about it forever. But what I can't do, what I can't condone, is what I saw in this last week, where just the mere sight of it, and I know we're all burnt out, we're all tired of this, but the mere sight of it, the vitriol that came behind it, is something we have to remind ourselves to be better than that. So, Paulie, I want to give you all types of respect for the article that you wrote. I want to give you respect for having this dialogue. Everybody up there, I appreciate and respect the hell out of you, because I see that all of you are being very honest, and everyone in the chat as well. So it's not a matter of demonizing anybody about their feelings. You feel what you feel. I'm glad to see everybody there. Fletch, what's up? Script, everybody. But I just wanted to make that point. Thank you guys for letting me go on, even though I can't hear you. And maybe we can do this another time when I'm actually at home and I can, go back and forth. Thanks a lot, guys. Much love.
Much love. Wow, man, I really respect.
I think that was well said.
I think it's well said, and I think that puts a bow on it. And I think we
Yeah.
should. I think we should end this, and then let's do one more comedy segment, and then let's get the hell out of here. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
Yeah. Catch Mark. He's got a great channel, and he just put up a fantastic video. Fantastic. A little accomplishment. We got over 101 likes and 3 dislikes. The 3 are for my 3 panelists, not for me, obviously.
Oh, clearly, definitely.
I'll accept all 3.
Okay.
I'm the one that earned all 3, though.
Okay, here's what I got. I have funny videos or Latinos pronounced. Let's go to funny videos. Let's just do that. You guys good with that?
I'm great with that.
Okay. Gonna get your attention right away. This is a hodgepodge of videos, whether sent by Fletcher or other friends. This is it just speaks for itself. Here we go.
Ooh.
You knock me off of my jack glass, baby.
Chanclas are sandals.
The white belt kills it.
Well, that's he's half a cholo, half Michael Jackson. Right, Fletcher?
Yes.
Jeez. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Shoot. I have no idea where this is from, Fletcher, but I just thought it was
Oh,
hilarious.
it's a comedy troupe.
Oh, okay. So you sent this to me.
No, I don't think I sent this one to you because I thought with the music, I thought you couldn't play it, but
Yeah, that's why
yeah,
I
but
paused it.
I did saw it.
Yeah.
I did see it. Sorry, English.
You sorted it?
I sorted it. I speak the English very good.
Very, very good.
Very good.
All right, can I kill the? I guess I can't kill the volume.
Yeah, not all the way.
Where's that music coming from?
I can hear the
Is
music.
this one of those videos where you
Yeah. He just said this Cholo's just saying some funny stuff. That's all right. We can live with it.
sing and dance? Hey, we're sleepy. Oh shit! Oh man, you too? I can't help it, vato. Wait, do the rucas like this shit? Huevo? I'll dance. Ow! Hey, where you going? Hey. Bud, you look good going.
You look good going. Oh my god. Yeah, this is Cholos dancing to Michael Jackson. He knocked me off my chancla.
Oh, I was a catch.
This is a Jay Leno. I thought this would be interesting for
That
us.
was with Bill Maher.
Yeah.
With Bill
I saw
Maher.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, did you guys see this?
Yeah, I saw the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was a very good interview.
All right, let's watch this part. He talks about stand-up comics crossing the line with the wise guys.
Rising star. I was on stage. A mob guy comes up to me afterwards. He takes $100. He puts it in my pocket. Like, really? Right? Really, you're a funny kid. He goes like this. Yeah. I said, oh, thank you. I said, look, I don't mean any disrespect, but give it to the church. I'm okay, but thank you. I don't want you to. I'm not being. I appreciate it. I'm okay. And he says to me, you're a smart kid. You don't take money from people like me. That's smart. And nobody ever bothered me again. Nobody ever bothered me again. I saw the mob kick the crap out of comics left and right.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
One person we know
Who?
was on stage. Well,
Was he Italian?
yeah, he was.
An Italian name.
Yes,
I think I know who you're talking about.
And just beat the crap out of him because he was being a wise ass on stage.
To them.
To them. That happened to Carson.
Got beat up?
Carson went to Jilly's one night with Pushkin, and they started hitting on these two girls, kind of rudely. Turns out their mob
Malls.
girlfriends, they put a hit out on Carson.
Damn.
So Carson stops the Tonight Show for the week because this is real.
Ooh.
And then at the time, you remember Joey Colombo, the guy, he had that whole Italian civil rights thing going in New York City.
Sure, of course.
He had the Italian St. Genovese parade, which was sponsored by the Five Families. So nobody in New York would cover it. So Joey Colombo went to NBC and said, if you cover the Italian parade, we'll pull a hit on Carson. And they did.
Did you know any of that?
I didn't know that. I do have a Jay Leno story, though.
Tell me.
So the Frantics were headlining Yuck Yucks in Toronto, and Mark Breslin, the owner of Yuck Yucks, comes up to us just before we're going on. He said, hey, there's this guy, Jay Leno, who we've already heard about by then, still young though. And he said, he wants to do 15 minutes. And we went, well, yeah, sure, fine. He does an hour. And he just killed. And luckily, it was a very good warm-up for us, so we killed also. We were really afraid because it was getting later and later and later. But yeah, Jay Leno just, got on stage and fantastic, just a fantastic set. So, it was fun to have him open for us.
I just like that, that the mob did that in the 70s. That's a little... I was like, dang.
Yeah, we got caught up with the mob in Toronto.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a mob in Canada.
Really?
Yes, a few of them actually.
Yeah, we were performing at one of their venues and found out that, and then I went back and said, well, you still haven't paid us. We've been here for a week. And he said, if you ask again, we'll break your arms. Jesus. And so the very last night, which we were supposed to perform and it was sold out, I just grabbed all the guys and we hightailed it out of it. So there was no show. And we found out that they were really mad at us. So they expected us to perform for free.
Okay, this next one is, the UFOs have been happening a lot of sightings, so to speak, drones, whatever. This is what happens.
This is UFOs, which is different from mofos.
This is what happens when one visits the hood.
The Italian parade will pull a hit on cars, and they did.
Oh.
Shoot that boy down, bro. Shoot that boy down.
Technology.
How'd he hit that? That's a lucky hit.
Yeah.
That's like a bajillion to one.
Well, I don't think the drone is that far. It just looks farther than what it is. It's still a good shot.
Well, yeah, because you can't aim the thing.
Well, I think that one's kind of like a lob, kind of.
But he has to know the trajectory. He has to know the speed at which the projectile leaves the thing. I mean, there's a lot of math there.
Yeah. This next one is if the $6 Million Man was Mexican. There we go. Remember the $6 Million Man? Of
course.
Again?
Oh yeah, Lee Majors.
Technology. We have the capability to build the world's first bionic Mexican. Better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster.
6 million peso man, your country needs you. Are you ready for your mission?
Jump over the border.
There's 283 American dollars. We won't see it.
We won't see again. There you have it. I thought that was funny. What happened?
There's a very funny Latino sketch artist. I think he Juan Punch Man.
Is he on YouTube?
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah, he's pretty
big.
Been
around for years. I watch him all the time. Just a scream.
Okay,
and a really good team.
Let's let the jokes begin. He can pick peaches and tomatoes faster. Most of their budget went on that stash. He can eat chimichangas in a single gulp. And really fast, we had gotten a super chat from Willie Woodward in New Zealand. Happy belated Christmas from New Zealand. Hey, Polly, Fletcher, Paul, and the Scribe, Supreme Script Doctor. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, brother. Yes, we do have PayPal.
PayPal.
It has been a nice stream of first for us. I mean, this is pretty good, guys. Got a lot of friends coming on through, and that's the whole point of us doing these every day for a week.
Yeah, good luck. We'll see how it plays out.
Tomorrow's Kamran Pasha, and I believe we have an actress coming on, Andrea Munoz. She was in a Bullet Train, and she's totally.
You got to get the girl from that sketch show.
Oh yeah,
this one kind of Andrea kind of gives her a run for the money there.
Okay, hey,
I'll
be watching.
Let's why don't we give her a little. Why don't we preview?
Sure.
Tomorrow, and you guys can judge for yourself.
No, we're not going to do that. I mean, we're not going to.
Why not? Well, don't get all weird on me now, Paul.
No, but we're not going to do the
telling your religious jokes.
No, but I'm not going to be judging like.
What? We're just saying this is an actress. This is her. This is her page. This is her. We're just saying, hey, the great actress Andrea Munoz is coming tomorrow. This is her.
Nice.
That's it.
Well, I mean, one of the things I like about a lot of the Latina, can I say that, actresses, is that they're not afraid to be sexy. There's an awful lot of Hollywood actresses that are scared to death of
being sexy.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I want to see. And yeah.
So it looks like Andrea will be joining us tomorrow.
Woohoo!
We're talking about her new projects and all that stuff.
Tell her I approve.
There you go. There you go. I think yeah. All right. Anything else, Fletcher, before we get on out of here? Oh, let's close the end the poll. 132 voters. People voted. Not necessarily 132 people, but you know.
Vote early.
Anything
vote
else?
Often.
Yeah. Anything?
Did we get everybody's super and stuff?
Is she single? Yes, she is.
Don't reveal that. Then she'll get stalkers.
She reveals it. She puts it up on her thing.
She's shingle. She's shingle.
Yeah. Andrea is beautiful as well. Yeah, I wouldn't I follow her on Instagram. She's gorgeous. She's been on here before. And you're absolutely right. She's actually like very cool, like and has a sense of humor and does is not afraid to, like you said, be sexy on film. Okay, did we miss anyone's super chat in the chat? I don't think so. I think we got everyone, cool. Fletcher.
Awesome.
Let me check Rumble real quick. We're good on Rumble. This has been amazing. Script Doctor, what do you got coming up?
I've got my scripts on Saturdays. This Saturday, where we'll be reviewing a screenplay titled "Our Man in Miami," and it sounds like it's a comedy. With regards to Miami construction contractor transforms into a notorious sports agent when he hatches a high-stakes scheme to steal Fidel Castro's most prized assets, Cuban baseball players.
Oh, I love it.
So we're going to be reviewing that this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern on my channel. And I've also dropped on my Patreon my thoughts on all the scripts and log lines that have been released for the 2024 Blacklist. These are screenplays that some of which have actually gotten deals to go into production next year. And many of them are currently circulating around trying to get financing. So that's one of the big things I do on my channel. Where you guys out there, if you're wondering what direction is Hollywood going, well, you got to go to where the writers to see what they're writing and what they're pitching. And my show covers that. So we just, we're going to have our 1 year anniversary in about 2 weeks. And it's
we get a link for your channel in there, Fletch.
It's been on the thing, and we also have a link to his Patreon.
Yeah, I didn't star it, so if we can,
sure.
get it back up.
Yeah,
or is Olaf
Olaf posted it early, but
Olaf, can you repost it again? Let's repost it again because he's talking, and let's get a Chato's in there in case there's anyone who's dumb enough to not have a.
If you see it, you should see it right now.
Not that you guys are dumb, but go on, Script.
Nobody is done. If you're curious about Hollywood and the writing process and how things get made and how people read and respond to things, come swing by my channel Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, or just take a look at the archive there and get a nice little taste of what direction the industry is going.
How about you, Big Sexy? What you got going on?
Well, I've taken this Christmas time to work on that. So it's been a while since I've done a TV guide, but I've got time now. So 1987 TV guide. I'm going to do my show on that. Some of the previews I can give you: Beauty and the Beast, Buck James. Probably none of you can tell me who starred in that. A Different World, The Dolly Parton Show, Frank's Place, Everything's Relative, featuring George Costanza, Full House, I Married Dora, Hooperman. So anyways.
Hooperman.
Jake
I remember Hooperman.
Yeah, Hooperman, yes. Jake Tipper. Also Harry Hooperman. So, yep. So this is, so I'm getting back to doing these. These take me such a long time to do, but I love doing them. That's what I'm working on this over the holidays.
Love it. I believe we had a membership.
Yeah, it should be right
from
up there.
Olaf, and he's been a member for 28 months. He's an amiguito. Much love to you, Olaf. A happy past, present, post holidays, people. Yeah, it's been a nice one. My dad is waiting in the other room. We are going to put up our 55-inch new smart TV.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah,
How
it's a big.
smart is it?
We'll see, man. I just don't want to work 3 different remote controls anymore.
Well, can't you? The smart TVs you can work from your iPhone.
That's why I'm saying. That's why we got
Yeah.
it, and we got a good deal. We got a good. It's like what do they call it? Like the
Boxing Day deal or a Christmas Day?
Boxing
yeah, whatever. And then yeah, okay. What else, Fletcher? Because we got to get out of here.
All right, so we got everybody. Don't forget tomorrow we have Kamran Pasha.
Yes.
But also don't forget that Paul is going to be on live all this week. So it's not just Friday. We also got Saturday and Sunday. We're
Monday
going to have
and Tuesday.
Paulie. Yeah. So Paulie's on a roll. It's on a roll.
Yes.
So make sure you also thank you so much for getting us to 12.7. Let's keep it going and see if by the end of the year we can get it to 13. Help us out by sharing the stream. And one more favor that we asked to ask you, we're having 50% off right now on the merch from Latino Slant. If you go to the merch link that we have, you're able to get 50% off the awesome swag. Now, this is not some regular swag. This is Latino approved swag. You know how we know it's Latino approved swag? You get it. It helps you do the laundry. It helps you mow your lawn.
No,
Is that level of help. And it's nice and toasty. Now, the man might come and stop you a few more times and ask you cool questions like if you speak English or not. That's okay. That just makes you part of the homie tribe. But rock this out. Rock it out. It won't get you a full barrio pass, but a semi-barrio pass. And a semi-barrio pass, it's life and death in certain places. So please go and check it out. 50% off using the code right there, Slang Thanks. It's on the link that you see right now. Help us out. One more selling point that I would like to ask you, please, to go subscribe to the latinoslant.com. If you could, latinoslant.com. We do not sell your information. You're not going to get like some kind of Nigerian prince asking you if you want to subscribe to a new bridge or trying to build a new Panama Canal. But the Latino Slant live, it's up there. They are building a new Panama Canal through Mexico, so it's not but we won't sell you that. We won't sell your information. Just give us your email, and every few you get a brand new piping hot story, things that you would never even think to check out. We have story there from critically acclaimed writers like Rosa Parras, who's been named in great publications all around, including the LA Times. For her reviews. She's doing articles there. We also have Arturo Galindo, which is an awesome writer from Mexico. All the things that you might not have known about is there. Sometimes Paulie can't talk about certain things, so he's able to put them in there for you. And boom, it gets piping free and hot into your mailbox of your inbox. Check it out. TheLatinosland.com can't even be easier to do that.
Thank you so much. Wow. Well, that's a lot, and you did a great job. Did we do this one for Chato?
No, I don't think we did.
Packing Protons comes in for $10. So today it's like $30 just from him, from Packing.
Wow, thank you.
Chato, tag Tom on Twitter or something you might find amusing. Any radio traditions?
A New York. A-N-Y, a New York radio tradition.
Oh, a New York radio tradition. The WTIC Christmas tapes. How a drunk reporter was on air for about 2 minutes before he got yanked off live. You know about this?
No. There's some good good legendary tapes like Colonel Saunders trying to record a commercial and he can't get 2 words out and every second word is F. It's pretty funny. That's it.
Okay. I'm putting the link in the private chat.
Okay.
Because I don't know if we can play it. Packing Protons. He just tagged me in.
I did not see any link. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, the group link there for you guys. But I'll check it out later on. I don't want to run the risk of
No, and I got to get going.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Packing Protons. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
It's been one for the books. Everything that all you guys said, and thank you guys for coming on by. Everyone, continue to have a safe and happy holidays. We're back tomorrow morning with Kamran Pasha. We're doing a heart out, everybody. So everyone say adios.